In a world with Michael Bay special effects and Ryan Reynolds asshole charisma.
Do you ever wish that you were dead? Because we do. We just watched Six Underground.
You know what? I might just use that because I'm Derek. That's Patrick. That's Jack. I don't know, dude. I'm so done with this shit.
Yeah.
Bay after bay. If you watch a bad movie with hot chicks not talking, bay after bay.
I thought it would be fun. Like I thought, and it would be terrible. We're doing It's Gonna Be Bay.
It's gonna be bye.
And this is just, I'm sorry, listeners. This is just too much, man.
Oh,
This
we
is so
started.
much
You
Michael
actually
Bay.
are using that.
Yeah, I'm using
Oh,
that.
damn.
I'm using it.
All right.
Fuck it.
I mean, this is not.
I want to hear exasperation.
We've just now experienced our second Michael Bay movie in a row.
Yes.
And that is a lot.
Patrick is the sanest person in this room right now.
Yeah.
Because he watched this once yesterday.
That doesn't sound
Hey,
like
just take it.
true statement in any way.
Just take it because we might not say it again. Enjoy it while we can.
Jack and I have watched both Pain and Gain and Six Underground on the same day today, and I know why I wasn't going to do that.
You just push your bodies to the limit.
I'm still like, every time I turn and look at you, it's like a slow-mo fucking spin. It's awful.
There's just like a
I've got trails.
There's lens flare and there's shaky cam. Everywhere I walk, it looks like I'm a camera.
Disclaimer, there's some photosensitive images.
So Six Underground, man, you can put me there.
So that's what we're doing. We're doing Six Underground, 2019, Michael Bay, Netflix original.
Yeah.
And you can see it in the special effects.
You know what you're
Absolutely.
expecting. I mean, come on. Like,
This movie stars Ryan Reynolds, that girl from Andor.
Yeah, she played Bix. That's what I know her from. She's gorgeous. She's captivating.
Yes.
She's in this movie. That's about it. She has maybe 3 lines.
Dave Franco's in this movie for about 4.5 minutes.
Has more lines than Bix ever did.
She just got to look longingly at Ryan Reynolds because he's just so dreamy. And you know what?
Turns out.
Ryan Reynolds is dreamy, but he is sleeping in this movie.
Yeah,
like,
he
speaking
is.
of dreaming.
He's got a few sarcastic lines that help punch up a moment, but it's not enough. Ryan Reynolds, I love you. Shouldn't have done this movie.
This movie is so much. I'm drinking coffee while recording right now.
As am I.
Instead
Because
of
I
a
figured
beer.
alcohol would make me angry and tired.
I have a beard here. A beard? I also have a beard. I have a beer here.
That's a
also.
true statement.
it's more a true statement than me being the most sane person here.
So this movie, you know, I watched the trailer with Whitney because I told her we were going to do it. And she's like, oh, that looks pretty cool. And I was like, yes, that's the problem.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Michael Bay movies make phenomenal trailers.
Yeah, they look great.
Because you just cut out everything else.
Well, the trailer is like fun. And then you're watching it and it's like heavy drama. No one cares.
Yeah.
Gotta have
Bullshit redemption
backstory.
moments.
And the camera
Wait, I'm not going to
just
defend this.
doesn't stop moving.
Ever.
The camera never stops moving. And you know, that's the thing they teach you. Like you don't want a lot of static shots when you're making movies.
He took that to heart.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single static shot in any Michael Bay movie.
Somebody told him that in film school very young. He's like, you got it, buddy. Keep moving.
This movie was 150 million.
150 million budget.
Most of that went to the dolly operator.
Yeah. Yeah. Drones
They didn't
and
blow
dollies.
it on the Ferrari or Lamborghini, I guess.
I mean,
That's
they,
just his.
they got some back in advertisements.
Yeah, they've got all the product placements in this. Lavazza.
Yeah, a couple watch brands I
Sprite.
didn't know. Sprite's in here. Myriad amount of cars.
Not nearly as bad as we're going to see shortly, though, with Transformers, where they having a Mountain Dew machine that turns into a Transformer.
How?
I don't know if
dare
that's the one
you.
we're watching, but it happens.
Fuck.
Well, I don't know if you know that, like, so because I don't want to talk about this movie. Bumblebee, obviously in the original cartoon and toy, was a Volkswagen Beetle, a yellow slug bug. For the original the original reboot or whatever live cinematic one, they had an auction to see who was going to sponsor Bumblebee, and Camaro wins.
And then they go.
They gave it to
with a sweet ass Camaro.
Yeah.
That they then transform into that new bullshit Camaro.
Yeah, it starts as like a nice '72 Camaro. Looks beautiful.
I'm pretty sure Shia LaBeouf is like, oh man, it's nice, but it's so fucking dirty and old and gross and
Yeah,
stupid.
so
or
are
no, I
you.
think Megan Fox maybe says it, and then the robot's
she can say
like,
that all
beep,
she
boop,
wants.
Beep, boop. Now I'm another car.
But
That's
yeah,
a different
how-
movie.
Yeah, why are you talking about
But I'm
that?
just saying, it's
Seriously.
like it's Michael Bay advertisements. Like it's just
Yeah.
shitty that they didn't just go with the original Volkswagen that we all grew up knowing. That is so much nostalgia. Like, hey, Volkswagen, you can have it. Beat
Yeah.
out Camaro though.
Well, it's actually a
Fuck
joke with
you.
the Transformers movies. One of them, at the time at least, was the highest level of product placement in any movie. Like
I
the
feel like that's
highest
the
amount.
first
It
one,
was
but
a
I
real
could be
thing.
wrong.
More than Castaway?
Well, they only had a ball, man, and FedEx.
And FedEx.
That's two. I mean, that's the whole movie.
Yeah.
But so anyway, Ryan Reynolds is in this movie, and he
Yeah.
starts out with a voiceover, something about a ghost trapped in a shadowland when
Yeah.
you die, or
But
something.
you can only communicate with other ghosts.
Yeah, basically, it's a whole metaphor for like all these people are faking their deaths, and they can talk to each other, and they don't exist, or something.
And we'll pretty much see most of them fake their deaths, really.
Yeah, I think we see most of them, or they talk about. I don't even know this.
Like
the structure of this movie.
introduction to them. Like,
Here's
they-
the shame, though.
They did the whole like with the right from the get go. They're pulling off a mission. Everything's going bad.
Well, and that's the best thing is after the bullshit speech, there's at least a good action scene.
This beginning hooked me in a little bit. I was like, all right, there's some promise. This is a good gunfight chasing,
Yeah.
romp around Italy.
And it's like 12 minutes long, which is a pretty long car chase.
Pretty long cut, dude. Yeah.
So that was about the mark where that first like noticeable Michael Bay special effects kicked in.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
you,
just like,
you mean the
there
random
it is.
explosions?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Well, when the fucking police drive through the marketplace, or whoever drives through a marketplace, and these fucking apple carts are just exploding.
Dude, who's shopping here? Why would you want an explosive apple?
Welcome to Explomart.
And he returns, no.
Shop smart, avoid Explomart.
Explode.
So they do show Ryan Reynolds fake his death in his Red Bull plane.
Product placement one.
But anyway, he's flying a Red Bull plane so we can look at Red Bull a bunch, and he stalls it out on purpose and fakes his death.
Hey, you know what? It's a
So
cool
simple.
fucking cinematography kind of thing with this plane stalling out midair. Good stunt piloting.
Yeah, and he's like acting like, "Oh my god, I'm going down," but you can see him not giving like being
Very
nonchalant.
clearly in control.
Everything's going wrong.
Oh,
what will I
no.
do in this? Oh, I have a parachute.
We're all
already
gonna
on.
die.
Oh, but the parachute didn't open because it's like only one of the things opens.
Yeah.
Like whatever. So he's faked his death.
I'm doing all I can
Oh,
to
yeah.
find a positive here.
Just starting out with, if I have
get-
enough money, I can vanish.
Well, it helps to be a billionaire.
I mean, see,
You know?
exactly. I mean, there's
James
people that-
Franco is the or not James Franco.
Oh, God,
I did
no.
the
Dave
same
Franco.
fucking thing. I was like, James Franco, that's not the right.
That's Davey.
Dave Franco is the driver here, but at first. Jack and I were like, "That's not Dave Franco," and Whitney's like, "It's Dave," and we're like, "No, it's not. That's some fucking."
She called it
tweaker
out
guy."
right away. It's like, yeah, that guy looks methed out.
Yeah,
Oh.
so it's like James Franco on meth. They do get to his face. You see his face better, but he is very skinny. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's like they're
got
like,
the hat
"Hey, you need to
on."
lose a bunch of weight for this role. Don't worry, it'll be important." I don't know.
It'll come into play somehow.
Dude, and he's the worst. Like, so the car chase is cool, but there's some
Yeah.
terrible fake driving. Like this guy, Dave Franco, is driving this car. It goes out, and he's like rips the wheel to the left, and they go to a wide shot, and the car just keeps going forward.
Straight through explosive mart. Yeah, he is doing some interesting wheel play here.
It doesn't. It's like that thing that's really annoying, when people are driving in movies and they're just constantly moving their hands, and you're like, you need to get your alignment fixed.
So like, yeah, what are you doing? Driving a '64 Buick? That thing's got some slop on the wheel.
Hey, acting.
There's so much slow motion too. This whole fight, there's this whole race, chase,
Chase.
whatever the fuck this thing is. Car
race,
fight,
chase.
There was even a slow motion part of the soundtrack at this point.
Oh, don't forget the fact that 2 has been shot, and the doctor's trying to.
Oh
pull
yeah, that's
bullets
true.
out.
Oh, yeah,
we
so-
do have 2 getting worked on in the back. I think we haven't gotten
Yeah.
to their tight zoom and labeling yet, but here we are.
The Borderlands and
What's his fuck the
Franco?
the German guy later on, the hitman number 3, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He keeps referencing movies throughout this. if they were going to do that, how did you not have somebody yell, "You're not going to fucking die, man"?
Yeah. Because he's not in the car right now.
That's fair.
Otherwise, yeah, he would have been yelling that.
I'm pretty sure Ryan Reynolds did a couple movie references too, though. Come on. I don't know.
Well,
he
he
also
definitely
doesn't care about
references
anybody.
Jedi.
Yeah, wasn't he not even in the car in that?
No, he was in
chase
the
scene?
car for the chase scene.
Ryan Reynolds
3?
was.
No, not
No,
3.
not 3.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Ryan Reynolds 1 was.
3 was in
Sorry,
the
no, but I was
semi.
saying Ryan Reynolds also made movie references, so I don't know. You're not gonna
Musical
fucking die.
references.
Whatever. So Ryan Reynolds.
Candy references.
Ryan Reynolds is number 1, the billionaire. Inglourious Bastards girl is number 2, the CIA spook.
Because she's the French girl in Inglourious Bastards
Yes.
that ends up getting, I think it's Shoshana, ends up getting the pretty great revenge.
Blonde, motionless.
So that would make number 3.
3 is the
Is
hitman.
I have them written down wrong because they showed him last.
Yes.
That's so confusing.
What I say, Lincoln Lawyer. He's in the series
Yeah.
Lincoln Lawyer.
Didn't you ever play Killer 7?
Yeah, but that was like PlayStation 1. No,
That was GameCube.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
That was GameCube. Yeah,
That's a
same-
throwback.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, close. No, yeah, it doesn't matter. Yes, but that's a long time ago.
Exactly, but that's kind
My
of how they
brain's
did
melted.
that one as well. I mean,
But I mean, it goes like
there
1.
were 7 of that too.
It goes 1, 2, and then 4, and I was like, oh, I must have missed 3.
Yeah, you blinked and missed it, right?
So like 4 is the Doctor. That's Bix from Andor.
No,
that's
4
the
is
CIA spook.
Skywalker.
4 is Skywalker. 5 is the Doctor. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Doctor,
saying.
I want to say was early on. Like
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. All these numbers were out of order and it confused me.
Yeah.
I'm not.
you're
whatever,
supposed to
man.
pay more attention. That's why the camera moves constantly. You're supposed to hold your like
I have to
little
look
short
away so I don't
attention
get
span bullshit.
I didn't have any fucking seasick medication on
Dramamine.
me. Yeah, Dramamine. There we go. That's what I was trying to think of. I was like, fuck, can't. I'm already halfway through the
Always
sentence. It's
thinking
too
of
late.
D, aren't you, buddy? I've already committed, man. I better think of this.
And the word. Anyway, so that's all them. They're numbers. So we're either gonna say numbers, probably.
All right. So
Yeah.
you have 1, the billionaire. You have 2, the spook. You have 3, the hitman. You have 4, the Skywalker. You have 5, the Doctor. And then you have 6, which is the driver.
Yes.
Don't get too attached to him though.
The Skywalker is hardcore parkour.
Yep, hardcore parkour. Sometimes on a skateboard.
He's literally just parkouring everywhere. Like they're driving and he's just running.
Yeah.
like, in later
He's-
scenes,
he's
like right
the
now. but also-
Spider-Man guy.
Yeah, he is Spider-Man.
It kind of pays off. Like he's dropping bricks on a pursuing vehicle, and at one point when he does get on the skateboard, he does like a 50-50 grind right down the rail, jumps off onto a little perch, and then just is able to launch a grenade perfectly in a passing SUV's window.
Yeah. Dave Franco, I think, is the one who even comments, though. He's like, we have fucking superheroes on our team.
superhero.
But yeah, so he parkour chases the car around for some reason. Like I don't know why he's chasing them. They just pick him up.
Easier to help him navigate the city because he's up top.
because he's up like fucking Altair Assassin's Creed style on top of this church or whatever it is.
I'll tell you, the end of it is what like the reason it is. It looks cool for Michael Bay films for him to be jumping on rooftops.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
That's why this fucking dictator guy we're introduced to has that giant building. He's like, well, I can't use that building in Dubai. That's famously in Mission
Oh,
Impossible.
I know. Yeah, it's already been done. We got to find something
It's
else.
also in Fast
Hitman.
and Furious and Hitman and like, but so he's
Hitman
like, well, we need
3?
some kind of Middle East building. This is a Middle Eastern country. It's very poor, much like
painting
Dubai.
plaques.
and America's gone in there and fucked with it a
Like
whole
we
bunch.
haven't even gotten to that point yet of like the whole.
It doesn't matter. Nothing happened. This movie is all out of order. They do all these flashbacks that aren't flashbacks, but sometimes they are. I'm so confused.
That I did get caught with the one where he like comes up behind the hitman after he visits his mom.
yeah.
Like I thought that was like his intro. Like
Yeah, they were going to
introduction
do his flashback.
Like 'cause
Yeah, they do
did-
not
they
tell
did,
you.
like,
They do a number on the screen, but then it's like, is it a flashback? Is it right now? Is it another story?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Like,
It is almost like somebody just did a plate full of cocaine and was like, I've got a way to film this movie.
we just have to have the right scenes in order. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
no,
Doesn't
no.
matter.
really cool part of death in this first race or this first chase, though, is when the parkour kid like waits for the car to drive by and he drops the bricks and they hit all those pipes and like Final Destination the pipes into this car, but then the pipes are like exploding.
They're rocket propelled pipes.
I don't know what between bricks and metal created an explosion? There's a spark. So were these pipes filled with gas?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dangerous. This is a
Everything
dangerous
explodes.
place here.
This movie
Haven't you ever been to Italy?
This movie is so Michael Bay. Like, this is what I
Bay-centric.
make fun of when I talk about Michael Bay.
Yeah.
This is him just Michael Baster-baiting himself. Michael Baster-baiting. There we go.
Yeah, he is definitely masturbastering.
So yeah, that's my next. By the way, parkour skateboard.
Okay, yeah. So yeah,
And then
jumped
grenade
ahead.
mouth.
Sorry.
What was grenade mouth?
So that is when he hardcore parkour skateboards onto the step and then launches a grenade into the SUV, but the grenade
it breaks his
clips
teeth.
that guy's teeth and makes his nose move. It's fucking cool. It's fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, and then it ends up exploding on the outside of the car. It makes the guy crash anyway,
Yep.
and then they crash their car. The good guys, quote unquote, the team.
Yeah, our guys, we'll call them.
Yeah, they crash their car into the forklift. Like, it loses control, crashes into the forklift, and the fork.
The
I was gonna say the Scooby part,
the prong.
The prong itself, whatever, just goes right through Dave Franco. He did. Like, he doesn't even get like a sad speech.
Nope. No, because like a smash cut to them on the boat with him in like a big giant Ziploc bag.
Yeah, like they grabbed the body and everything. Oh man, like so much is in this movie. Like, yeah, that whole aspect, like the windshield gets damaged and they kick out the windshield so he can see, and then he does like the drift, fucks up and gets speared by like a fork.
Because that windshield would have stopped that thing from.
Right.
He didn't get to see it. I mean, you know,
But you gotta take this body.
He did say how like he was having the time of his life or something.
Hey, he died
Oh yeah,
happy,
he
right?
did. Yeah, he died. Do what you
Oh,
love.
that would have been a great music cue. Slow motion, right as he's sliding into the forklift. I had
the time of my life, and I've never been forked like this before.
150 million. You said this movie was made with.
Yep.
And they spent at least $70 million on the opening credits music.
I'm curious in how much
six
it's going to
songs
cost
minimum.
for that song from Dirty Dancing.
I don't know, dude. They had a lot of licensed music. In
They
the
had
song.
like minimum, because I quit counting, 6 songs during this chase scene. Like you couldn't keep one running. You had
Yeah.
to just keep like starting a new one.
I guess that's the
paying for a
problem
new
is they were
one.
using like newer kind of like radio songs. Like you had like Muse and AWOL Nation.
Yeah,
People who
the
don't-
score.
They're using the score.
The
which
score.
I was like, is this saying by the score? Like the score of the movie is? I didn't even know there was a band called The Score.
Yeah.
It's Wars. But like some of these guys like. But they're all radio songs, is what I'm getting to. So they don't have one 6 or 12-minute long song that they can play
Right.
for this whole race. I'm sure the Muse has
Muse
12
has.
minutes.
I guarantee you,
right?
AWOL Nation's got some.
Yeah, but they're not going to keep up the pace. They need ones
No.
that'll keep up a car chase pace. So they just keep cutting between all these songs.
But yeah, you got to take this dead body because you don't want anyone to be like, man, this is a dead guy that's already
Yeah.
dead.
Exactly.
Something is afoot here.
Yeah, and they're all on this boat, and they're
Crank
like,
up the mystery machine.
they're all on this boat, and they're toasting this kid. You know, they're having a funeral kind of thing, or at least 5 of them are.
Burial at
Sorry,
sea.
4 of them. Obviously, only 5 of them are having a funeral.
I mean, there were 6 bodies there.
Because Ryan Reynolds doesn't give a shit, but the hitman number 3, they open it up with him saying a toast to a kid that I liked.
Yeah, because that's all he can say about him.
Yeah,
That's all I do.
yeah, they don't know each other's names. They're not supposed to. Ryan
Somebody's
Reynolds, the
got
one
a
who
hard
knows.
on for Leave It to Beaver
Ryan Reynolds
because
he
I
says,
meant writing wise. Sorry,
Oh.
because this finger quote joke comes back
3
like
times.
3 times
Yeah.
and it never once sticks.
yeah, because he says like we're not the fucking Cleavers, like we're not a family. We don't give a shit about each other.
Carvers.
That's later.
That's yeah.
Dude, fuck, he gone so
That's-
far.
that's number
Doesn't
7.
matter, man. This
But
whole
it's just-
movie was just his own thing.
The
It
whole
did-
movie is later.
It didn't land the first time, the second time, and it definitely did not land the
a
final
lot
time.
of little side plots feel like completely forced. But
Plot
Yeah.
might be a rough word.
come on, man. Like, what am I gonna work with now at this point?
scenes.
Side quest.
They try to get you to watch a video game in 2 hours.
I've done side
That's
quests.
actually not bad. That's pretty much what we were
Yeah.
doing is watching somebody else
They had
play
like
a video
the-
game.
I want to say
It
like
looked like
the,
it.
the hardcore Henry scenes,
Yeah.
especially with the parkour, which is kind of
Yeah.
cool. I'll give
Yeah,
you that. Yeah,
because I'm never gonna do that.
GoPro,
Drones and
running
GoPros,
around
baby.
on buildings and fall
like-
to my death. Shit.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I guess it's just a video game. Because, like I said, towards the end, it looks like a video game.
Oh, yeah.
Everything looks so bad. The CG is so bad. The first half, it's fine.
But there's also unnecessary CG
Oh,
to
there's
the
stuff-
point
yeah.
that we were talking about. They didn't even do makeup. I understand you're not using a squib. That's between you and God. But you aren't putting on bloody makeup on this exit wound. You're doing a
No.
CGI blood
Yeah,
splatter.
there's CGI painting blood on people.
Looks
and
like
stuff.
ketchup.
I did like the ragdoll effects of all the people getting hit,
Yeah,
exploding.
and that was
Yeah,
there
because
was-
you're not going to do that well practically anyway.
I mean,
I know you love a dummy. I know you love a dummy.
In one of the Saints Rose games, you could like do the insurance fraud and ragdoll yourself, get hit by a car, fly across
Fuck
the
yeah.
fucking street and shit. But,
But it's-
like this looked good. I mean, if
the thing is with the ragdoll physics in this movie, that it didn't look that different than a dummy. They could have just thrown a dummy in there. They would have just taken more
Yeah.
than one take.
are you
With
really
CG.
expecting a
I
better
know they weren't gonna
version
do
of
it.
this movie?
Well, I know Michael Bay's not going to use a dummy. Well, and
And then
Marky
you
Mark
get-
wasn't in this movie.
Hey, you got a spot for me in 6 Underground?
He's still busy making Transformers. All right, so there. Well, what are we gonna do now? 6 is dead. Well, guess we need a 7. Pfft, toss this kid in the ocean.
Yep.
So this is when we
Sayonara.
get Corey Hawkins as the actor. He played Dr. Dre in
he
the
did.
Straight Outta
Outta
Compton
Compton.
movie. It's pretty good, but he's a military veteran that's having a PTSD episode. Something about shooting something, and there's an explosion, and a bunch of his people
Not
die.
being allowed to shoot.
Oh, yeah, that's what they told him. He couldn't take the shot. I don't know. We're not introduced to the character, and we see this flashy thing that's like a PTSD memory, and it's disjointed. It doesn't make any sense because I'm already going, wait, who?
Yep. Yeah, we are thrust into a flashback of someone we don't know. That's kind of odd.
Yeah, and then one shows up at his flashback. It's like, hey, I know what you're dreaming about, and I can help, or
Yep.
something.
I would. Who are you? I would have let you pull the trigger.
Yeah, do you want to come kill evil people
goddamn.
with me, basically? Hey, Robin, that's not my name. It is now. Put on the suit.
Damn it, I'm Robin in my own fantasy.
I guess since Ryan Reynolds
Could
is
be worse.
Deadpool,
Could be Alfred.
since Ryan Reynolds is
Damn you,
Deadpool,
Saul.
this guy would be Hydra Bob. That's another guy.
Hydro Bob.
Hydra. He's a
Hydra.
Hydra.
It's
In the
like-
comics, he's a Hydra agent who's like a bumbling idiot. That ends up
Yeah.
hanging out
Oh,
with
what,
Deadpool
okay.
a lot.
Well, you always got to have those. I mean,
So there's like there's something going on, and they're like when they're talking to him about this, whatever, everything's just in slow motion because slow motion just means that you're supposed to feel something.
Yep.
Like it's just
Slow motion equals emotion.
Yes, exactly. Like that's
I like that.
Yeah.
look. These actors
Think
aren't
about
acting.
it for a moment as it slowly passes in front of your eyes.
Because none of the actors are acting, and the script isn't scripting, so the camera has to do all the work.
Camera's got a camera.
So 7, this is just bringing back some Michael Baysism from that last episode we did. The 7, or the kid who's going to be 7, fakes his death, quote, by going on a boat, standing on the edge, and just walking off.
Because
And-
he's black. He can't
He's-
swim.
Exactly. He's
Yeah.
black.
Oh
he
my
can't
God.
swim. Because they don't even
There's
try
your,
to go
there's
after
your,
him.
There's your
man.
bassism.
Yeah, that's your Michael Baysism. Well, like he falls off the boat, and all the white people on the boat were like, well,
Oh, he's probably dead.
because he's dead.
Can't find a
They just all
body.
take their hats off and put them over their heart.
that
He was a
sharks?
good shit.
There's that sharks looking for chum from his body being split up by propellers and shit. Or
And like
something.
he goes to his own funeral, and he's like 12 feet away. He's closer than the T-Rex was on Tammy and the T-Rex.
Yeah, you do not need to go to this funeral. Have somebody like record it for you with all these little micro bugs you have. You narcissistic
they're like,
piece of
they're
shit.
like behind a tree in the corner there, and I think it's his brother that's doing the speech, which is pretty funny because he's talking about like he was a good man and he's gone and whatever.
I would have pulled the
Isn't
trigger.
that
Yeah, but he's
Ron
like, I would have
Funch?
pulled that trigger.
Yeah.
That's who it was. Say the name again. 'Cause I think it was
Ron Funch.
Yes.
Yeah,
there
I
we
lost
go.
a bunch of weight, man. Looking good.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's like, I would have pulled that trigger. I would have killed those motherfuckers. And then they're like,
I'm not even a military man.
Yeah, I'm not even in the military, but I'll tell you what I would do better. And then, yeah, everybody's like, maybe you should shut the fuck up. And they cut away now to them watching the funeral, and he's just on his knees crying and screaming up at the heavens. Like,
I mean, that's pretty fun to watch at your own funeral.
yeah. He's like, that fucking guy.
You're
I need
becoming
someone-
a superhero of your own. Now watch your own death.
I need someone to throw themselves on my casket when I'm done.
They all have a conversation about the best parts about being dead, and they're like,
No taxes.
responsibilities, no taxes, no this, no that.
No DMV.
And it ends, there's a joke in the middle, but real quick, it ends with Ryan Reynolds being like, no, it's really about freedom. And we're like, yeah.
That's everything they just
That's what
said.
everybody
Actually,
except for 3 just said.
I do like number 3 because
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was
yeah, he's
gonna-
like high cholesterol or high blood pressure.
yeah.
I don't give a shit. And 2's like, you're not really dead, right?
Yeah, he's just pouring salt on this shit. And she's like, you know that you're still alive. And he's like, wait, I'm not dead?
Yeah, I actually
thought it was a ghost.
I
He
enjoy
told
3
me.
in doses.
Yeah, he's the Rock of this movie.
Yeah,
yeah,
and I don't mean
Not the Sean Connery movie and not the not at the base, but the Rock from No.
Pain and Gain.
pain and gain. God,
Pain and
you.
Gain.
Let me just fry up some fingerprints.
We got to put like Rogue One on just to cleanse your fucking palate, man.
Well, I told you, dude. I was looking at the movies I've been checking out on Letterboxd, and it was like literally, it was like Puppet Master, and then like the 1948 neo-Italian noir classic Bicycle Thieves. I was like, what the fuck is
It
going on in
reads
my life?
like a playlist for a mental institution. A mental
I'm
institution
watching,
that's
like-
trying to make you crazy.
I'm watching like movies that are considered some of the best movies made in history, and also Puppet Master.
Also Puppet
not
Master.
for the show.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it was kind of research.
to see if you
But
wanted to do
also,
it.
yeah, but also I was like, well, it's about to go off this streaming service. I don't want to miss it.
I want to say
Yeah.
I watched like 4 of them in a row, and I can't really tell you anything
God.
other than
There are like 12 of them.
Dolls fucking kill
Oh,
people.
holy shit!
Yeah, they're still making them.
wow.
What's his name from Reno 911 is in a bunch of them.
Lemon.
Yes, Tom Lennon.
Lennon.
Tom Lennon, yes. But it's all become about, like, the first one is not about Nazis at all. The guy who makes the puppets is a German.
Well, there was
Everything after that, they're all
Well,
about
how did
Nazis.
Nazis
I believe-
No, all the rest of the Puppet Master movies are about Nazis. Is what I'm
Oh,
getting
okay.
at. Like the puppets are like Nazi puppets.
Yeah.
And
Topical.
there's like there's stuff about like the Iron Reich and all this stuff in the titles, dude. I don't even know. I might watch them all.
Josh, you are
I, w-
you are into cinematic BDSM.
I was looking at the ratings and like they weren't rated. They were all straight to video. I was looking at their ratings on Letterboxd and it was like, like the first one's like 2.5. And then the next one's like 2.8, and then like 3.2, and then like 2.9, and then like 1.4, and then like 1.2, and I was like, oh god, that's only on 5 and 6. I stopped looking. I don't know.
Yeah, as you should.
It doesn't
Watch
matter.
12's a 5-star banger.
All that shit, by the way, I can just tie this back to what we're talking about. All that shit was produced by a man named Charles Band, who produced Laser Blast, which we did on this fucking podcast.
there it is.
So it makes sense, and I'm
Look
not
at
just
him, he
rambling.
brought it
The
back.
biggest history lesson there.
So the hitman thinks he can eat whatever he wants.
They usually do. I mean, honestly, dude, if your nickname is the Hitman, you probably don't have a long lifespan as it is. Get that high cholesterol. You get
I
that
don't know
that
if that
blood
was
pressure.
his nickname, though. I mean, that was
That's his handle.
That was his like career before he got.
Yeah, they
became
only go by-
free.
sure.
I mean,
But he is a hitman.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, but technically, like, doesn't the spook kill people for money? As
If I'm
well?
any
I
one of these
mean,
people, I'm
different. It's for
smoking
the government.
cigarettes.
doesn't
It was.
billionaires kill people in hard target situations sometimes as well? I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, billionaires
One
kill
of those
more
Do
dangerous
than
doctors like docked? I don't know.
Docked.
doctors
They
be
dox
docting.
Doctors be doctoring.
So Ryan Reynolds gives this speech about their mission, and it's like there are so he's introducing 7 to the whole thing, and he's like, there are 7 targets, so we're setting ourselves up for
And
at
you're
least 6
one of them,
sequels.
punk.
They're setting up for at least 6 sequels, which
Yeah.
is gross.
And very ambitious, sirs. All
Michael
parties
Bay's,
involved.
Michael Bay is like, even if I fail, I succeed. So whatever.
Yeah.
man. I'm failing up for the last 20 years.
I'm getting a paycheck.
Is 150 million really that much these days?
It's really not.
To make
but I mean,
movie-
it's
like
for
that's
a-
what's
for a
throwing
movie
me
that's
off.
going-
Like I'm trying to do the math and
not for his
percentages.
kind of
I'm
movie.
like,
For a
for-
Netflix movie,
Yeah,
that's
for a movie
big.
that's
like
going
yeah,
straight to
exactly. What are you
streaming.
getting paid is to it's.
I mean, in the grand scheme of like big blockbusters, like any of the Marvel movies or God forbid, but the Fast and Furious movies, no, 150 million is not a lot.
Avatar 2 cost apparently like $2 billion fucking dollars to
Ugh,
make,
and it
but
lost
it
to
made
Puss in Boots.
87 quadrillion dollars. So yeah, it lost to Puss in Boots in February when it came out in December. Puss in Boots is what finally pushed that movie out.
That's so fucking great.
One last wish.
After everybody,
You go.
has, except me and probably everybody in this room, had seen it.
Yep.
Yeah, I did see it eventually,
Oh, okay.
but not because I wanted to.
Wait, Puss in Boots?
That's what I
No.
was just
Oh,
about to
that's what
ask.
I saw. I didn't see the
Avatar.
second Avatar.
Yeah, Avatar. I saw that. Avatar 2. I saw that.
I opted for Puss in Boots.
It was part of the Oscar screening.
Sure.
Whatever. Shut up.
You know, I really like those penguins of Madagascar.
That is my answer.
Those were great.
That is my answer.
I like Rico.
Kowalski.
All right,
Back
so
to this
Ryan
terrible
Reynolds
movie
is-
with their number of people.
Ryan Reynolds is giving a speech about cups or something. Like
No, he's doing the
yeah.
he's doing the plan with cups.
and
It is
doesn't make any
the
sense.
worst like table diagram ever seen in a movie.
Well, I mean,
Nothing
there
falls,
wasn't
nothing
much
gets
to
knocked
it.
over.
Yeah, he's stacking cups. He's like, these are the 4 generals, and these are some other people that we never actually get to in the movie.
Yeah.
And then this is the guy who leads Turgestan on top. But and then this little salt shaker is his brother. And so you're thinking, okay, he's going to hit the bottom cups and knock everything over.
Yeah.
No, he just picks up the dictator guy and puts down the brother.
I
He's
expect him to knock out the 4 cups, like take out the generals, and the guy falls.
They didn't. Nope. They didn't have red Solo cups in the budget, guy. They couldn't CG them well enough.
Toby Keith would have sued the shit out of him.
Well, I mean,
Hey, red Solo cup, that's my thing, man.
They're dead. They're gonna go to that random diner that's just got those red plastic Pizza Hut cups or something.
Hell yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, they weren't red Solo cups, but
Were they red Solo cups?
no, they
No,
weren't.
no, they
were
were
the-
the-
I was
the-
about to say. I was like, wait.
They
a
were the
minute.
Pizza Hut buffet cups that you're talking
They were
about.
definitely Pizza Huts.
Nailed it.
I'm just being an asshole. I remembered a red cup. The country they're going to go overthrow the government of is called Turgestan. It's fake.
Yep. You
Although they say they're speaking Turkmen, which is, it's Turkmenistan.
You've already done more research.
I did just know that Turgestan is not a real country.
Okay, so you already have more knowledge than they put into this.
It's a very erect country. It's Turgestan. All right. The dictator guy, who, by the way, I couldn't catch his name.
No.
I just kept writing. I had to write. I was like, great. I got to write dictator every time I'm fucking.
Yeah, I know his brother's name more than I know his. And his brother
Yeah.
spends half this movie in a fancy jail.
I have a note here about when I finally learned his name. We'll get there.
Okay.
It's right before the end. But the actor's name is Lior Raz. I did look him up because I felt like he was familiar, but he's not. He's an Israeli actor. It looks like a big Israeli actor.
Yeah,
Wait,
okay.
the brother or the dictator?
The dictator.
Okay, what's he from? Please tell me.
It
'cause
was
annoyed
nothing
me.
I
No,
recognized.
I think he just looks like another actor. 'Cause I don't,
Okay, I
it
could
was a
see
bunch
that.
of Israeli stuff, and it was a lot of movies. It looked like about a lot of a lot of Michael Bay kind of movies, maybe just by
Yeah.
the covers I remember.
he has a good comedy called Going Off to Israels.
Oh no!
Sorry.
All right.
No rails were gone.
It's hard for me to keep all my puns in. Some have to
Don't.
leak out. Oh, you do not want me to say all of them.
Who doesn't love a leaky pun? Come on.
They can be real bad if you open up the pun gate.
So it took us a little while to figure out that it's a flashback. The only reason we figured out that this upcoming scene is a flashback is because Ryan Reynolds is doing stuff in the public. So it
Yeah.
was like, oh, well, he must be a flashback because he's not hiding anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like doing his billionaire guy thing where he's going to do some photo ops. He's like, I'll carry some water,
Okay,
do
there
whatever,
you
and then I'm just going to write you a big
Philanthropist.
fucking check. Yeah.
But he's
not-
also is doing it for the credit, like the social credit. I
yeah,
mean,
exactly. He's like, I'm going to take the pictures like I give a shit, and then I'm going to give you money.
Yep.
But the guy laughs. The guy's like, yeah, go. Dope.
I guess
we don't want you
cut
here
me
to
a
help
check,
anyway.
asshole.
This is like Tony Stark going to look at his weapons. No, you're not.
No.
Well, I mean, he's
But
still
then-
doing something. Like he's contributing.
That's what he says when the guy is like, oh, we can do this and this, and you can help with this. And he's like, yeah. I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to take some pictures with those people, and I'm going to give
Hopefully,
you
I'm
money.
going to take a picture of the kid. Hopefully, not too sick. It's
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like a plague or something.
So I mean, he is doing good, but he's also just to show you're an asshole.
and
Like, you are being a social billionaire prick.
He's giving money to a good cause, but he's doing it for non-altruistic reasons. All of a sudden, these planes come flying over, and I see jets, and I automatically think, "Oh, America's bombing them."
Yeah.
It's fucked up because I'm from here.
Oh.
That shouldn't be my first thought. I should be like, "Oh, that's a bad guys." I guess that is what I thought. But
Well, you said Americans; they are the bad guys to every other country that's not American.
in Turgestan, they probably are.
Yep.
It ends in Stan, so
Well, we do find out via one of the flashbacks that the American CIA put this dude in power. They're
Yeah.
the ones that kidnapped the better brother,
yeah, because he was trying to do a non-violent coup.
a non-coup d'état.
Yeah.
It was coup de flaude.
But this guy bombs. There's these bombs dropping. There's very small explosions, and I was like, "Well, these are stupid bombs."
Yeah.
But it's nerve gas of some sort. I
Yeah,
guess
it's-
it turns out to be sarin gas.
Yeah, we do find out.
Didn't they say have a whole clip into him doing that at the very beginning? Newspapers going by.
Yeah. When they show a newspaper blow by, and it says something about dictator kills people or something, and I was like, "Well, that's going to be a thing."
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see that.
because it was right after Ryan Reynolds faked his death. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Ryan Reynolds later on goes to like a casino or whatever, and he sits right by this dictator, which I'm pretty sure that's not how that works. Oh yeah, they're at a Shakespeare play.
It's Shakespeare. Yeah. And by the way, this Shakespearean actress spits just wet spit on the other actor's face, and Derek's even like, man, this is before COVID.
Yeah, you can tell this movie came out in 2019.
This is CGI spit anytime later, and it was disgusting.
Yeah,
I remember that now. I do.
Yeah, it was a sloppy spit.
He's talking shit to the dictator, though, basically. He's like, hey, how'd you like to play? And the guy's like, you fucking talking to me? Like, who are you? And he goes
his security guards already are just like, fuck this guy. Don't know anything about him.
I'm not cultured enough to know what Shakespeare play they were doing based on the 2 lines we heard. Someone out there knows.
I'm guessing it's Hamlet.
There's a tragedy about a dictator, so yeah, it could be Hamlet, I think. It doesn't matter. He's like, so in Act 1, he thinks he's got everything he can get, and he's whatever, he's fine. But by Act 5, there's justice, and the guy's like, his bodyguards are coming up to Ryan Reynolds and shit, like getting in his
real
face.
Close.
And Ryan Reynolds does his little flippant thing, and he like, whatever, man, like kind of walks off and starts talking to the girl right away. Is what happens.
What's your name? My name is Rohov.
He's
like, no, talking to the girl.
Yeah,
he says security guard. He's like, can you back up? I can feel the tip.
Oh yes, that's a good one.
And the guy walks away and he looks at the bartender. He's like, it's okay, I'm safe. He's not in me anymore. That's very classic Ryan Reynolds, cheeky.
Yeah, this is the part where he was kind of acting.
Yeah,
and then I think he just got bored.
There's not enough of it.
He was like, this whole movie is just me on wires in front of a green screen, just being moved.
Yeah,
like he's not even. He's just sitting there, and they're just floating him around.
He does not.
Hey guys, we have to do this now. Hey guys, we have to do that now. He's not even at any of these scenes.
He does not have the energy to be cracking wise like he wants to.
No. I don't know if they were trying to get away from it because that's kind of what he's known for, but it's like if you're going to cast him as the lead in your action movie, that's kind of what people
If I'm seeing Ryan Reynolds in a Michael Bay film, I want him to be like Ryan Reynolds to the 10th degree.
Yeah.
You know, like give me more of that.
Give me more.
Give me more Reynolds.
He's better than Marky Mark.
Yes, he is as a person.
Just a side note.
What's going on? I'm getting angry about this.
Ever since we started talking about Marky Mark 3 episodes ago,
yeah,
I have had the song "Drug Ballad" by Eminem stuck in my head. Back when Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark, this is how we used to make the party start.
Ooh, and we're also gonna get some. We're gonna get some Eminem in this movie.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually one of the better moments of the movie. That was really because at first I was like, "That's the fucking
you are ripping this off
speech.
from."
And then it's yeah. But yeah, so he meets this girl and they fuck and.
Oh
he,
yeah,
like,
she's
immediately
Penelope
falls in love
Cruz
with her.
Kardashian.
Yeah. Her name's Ariana. Doesn't matter because we get to see her fuck Ryan Reynolds and then disappear until the last 8 seconds of the movie. Yep. So I spent the entire movie, Whitney and I both thinking okay, this guy killed her. No, at first I thought when they introduced her, I was like, that's the girl that's the doctor.
I thought she was playing undercover at the bar. At the bar.
See, like
they do look very
similar. Because I didn't know it was a flashback.
Yeah. And then exactly, and then after this moment where he's like, oh, I'm in love with her. After 5 seconds, Jack's favorite movie.
Oh, I love it, man! You spent one night together and you got fucking wedding bells going off.
Chemistry,
love. And then
spark.
You just got yourself a slice of really good pie. It doesn't mean you love that pie. You were just hungry.
And it like fades, and then it goes to him. It cuts back to him committing fake death, fake suicide, whatever. And they show all the pictures in the plane again, so we can know. Oh, those pictures were of her. So I spent the whole movie, and Whitney did, thinking this girl is dead.
Yeah.
Like the general was like, "Oh, you like that girl?" Or the dictator, "Oh, you like that girl?" Dead, right? Jack kept saying like, "Well, she'll be back."
She's like, coming back.
There's no way. And then after everything wrapped up, I was like, "See, she's dead."
Now,
and then after everything wrapped up again,
I know we're getting right to the end of it already.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. But I did expect her to come back in a point of like contention or something, like held hostage. That's how I expect her to come back, not just like happy ending.
Oh, yeah, like the second agenda aspect. Like
I just thought that like Ryan Reynolds got nothing to lose. He was going to maybe off him and the dictator together. Yeah. Like, don't blow me up. If you blow me up, here's a camera of that girlfriend tied up. I thought it'd be something like that.
Well, he's spending the whole movie acting like he has nothing to live for. And it's like, I guess maybe it makes him look more altruistic because he gave up this life that he loves to help the people of
poor little rich boy
or whatever. Yeah. And like, but he didn't need to give anything up. Like he literally saw these terrible things happen and he could have given people money or something. He didn't see him try anything.
No.
And then he gets the life he wants. He gets his woman. He has a kid, and he goes, I've got a family. I should fake my
I don't
death.
think he knew about the kid.
That's kind of how I saw it.
I don't think he knew about the kid.
It feels like it's only been weeks.
He stared at that kid. Well, we don't know when he faked his death and how long it took him to put the people together. It really doesn't worth all the thought.
I thought there was like a dateline of like 6 years after
maybe
something like that.
The thing is, we're like talking about all this storyline, even though there's no storyline. It's 3 action scenes stitched together.
We are
by
desperately trying to make sense, and it doesn't matter.
I want to describe to you what happens in this movie, so you don't have to watch it.
I thought this was going to be a really quick one, and then I'm like, no, but we're actually trying to figure out what the fuck we just watched because nobody has any idea.
He does say at one point to one of the fucking people he's pontificating to about like governments don't do anything. So maybe as a rich guy, he did like try and lobby.
Maybe, yeah.
And he's like, well, fuck this. I can't win like that. So, I mean, it was said just enough to make that.
And then he went and bought like a really expensive like vintage collection of Batman comics. And he started reading them, and he's like, I could do that.
Holy shit.
I just don't have a Lucius Fox, but you know what? Neither did Batman back in 1930, so it's fine.
He had his own thing, though, which is,
Yeah,
he
but he was building his own stuff, though.
Gotta find a butler.
He's
orphan.
Iron Man, not Batman, so maybe that's a better example. But Iron Man didn't go rogue. It doesn't matter.
So are you saying this movie is just him auditioning all the Robins to see who he's going to stick with?
Yeah, whichever one lives gets to be Robin.
Yeah. Well, whichever one of you is not fucking at the end of this.
I feel like that's one of those lines that works.
Just remember,
if
guys.
you live, you can be Robin.
If Marky Mark was Batman, no pickle licking.
So there's another, it seems like a flashback. I don't know what happens here. It just says 2. So it's like, okay, we're going to get 2's story because we got 1 story. And we were already lamenting that it was going to be like, oh, great, we get everybody's flashback. But we don't really.
Not truly.
They get kind of like, it shows her with the brother, and I didn't even get that they had kidnapped him to stop his coup until you said that. I put everything together in my head. I was
okay.
I was like, so she knows about the brother. I see that. For some reason,
it.
she's taking, but I just didn't understand.
I only thought of it because at the end he said when they finally liberate him, he goes, "Oh, the Americans changed their mind."
Yeah.
So
okay,
he was
she was
Americans
involved in that. So that's how they knew about the brother.
fiddle.
That's how they knew that he was the good one.
Uh-huh.
So that makes sense.
Democracy.
But it looks like it's 2's flashback. We get that scene, and then we just get Ryan Reynolds talking about how he's a genius inventor and stuff. I was like, what the fuck? This is someone else's flashback. Go away, Ryan.
She doesn't even speak to her own flashback. Like, shut the fuck up, number one.
It's just them meeting and him explaining about how he's a genius or whatever. And I'm like, yo, if she's a CIA person, she probably knows who you are.
Hey, number one, you're acting like a real number 2.
Who does number 2 work for?
Don't tell him, man. We keep it secret here.
So the general's buying sarin gas from somebody who stole it from Americans.
Mr. Franklin, I think is what they said.
To gas children.
Yeah, he's got to gas some more children. So they do
people.
mention there was a thing with it might be right now, I don't know, it doesn't matter. There was a thing with after he bombed everybody, they show him the videos, like this video leaked and, it's showing that we'd used this gas or whatever. And then the guy's like, I'll give you one guess who leaked that video, the dictator himself. And the kid's like, oh, you leaked it, so people will be afraid of you.
I thought that was his spin guy. And he's like, tell me, dazzle me. Because he says something like, dazzle me. So I think the guy's like, let's pretend like we leaked it so it gives us a point of power. It could be either way.
Yeah,
it could be either way.
He wants people to be afraid of him.
Yes. That's the end of that story.
That's the sign of a good leader.
I was about to say, that's how dictators work, right? Like, they're
just
not
dictator
usually
Cheney.
Like, hey, I dictate, you have a good time.
There's a certain
Come to
person with
Pete's.
a DJT as initials who would be very upset if you said that. He's not a dictator.
Yeah, they're all a bunch of good dictators. Some really good people out there.
Yeah, they have shithole countries, but
Ours is great.
I can't believe he said that and stayed president. Anyway.
That wasn't the worst thing.
He did a lot of things to stay president. I'm sorry. So the generals have a hooker party.
Yeah, they do.
The 4 generals have these girls over, and they are breaking in the six underground, whatever they're calling themselves. I have this name of the movie, so I don't know.
I mean, are they the 6 underground? That's got to be.
I'm assuming because there's 6 of them.
They're all dead. Yeah. All right.
They don't call themselves that.
This is still the fucking beginnings, like, mission, correctly.
I don't know.
Because all I can see right now is the fact of them
they're
killing, like, having the generals killed.
Yeah.
but then Ryan Reynolds holding the eyeball in the car the whole time.
No, the eyeball in the car is the very beginning, which was a weird thing.
So the eyeball
I must
was
have
for.
skipped that. I swear I wrote that down.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it-
so to get the information about the generals, he had
There
an
you go, that's
eyeball
what it was.
that he
Oh,
stole
okay.
from the lawyer.
Yeah, that
lawyer.
confused us
There
during
you
the
go.
race or the chase. I keep saying race because they're
Well,
not.
I mean, you're racing for your life. So
during the chase because all of a sudden it was right after the pipes hit that guy in the head, and I was like, did that eyeball just land in his hand?
it kind of had that feel.
Because even Dave Franco didn't know what it was about.
Yeah.
So yeah, for a while I thought. Then he's like, no, it's the lawyers, but he can't get it to scan because he's just dangling it by the optic nerve, and he makes everybody stop so that he can scan it.
Just
grab
hold
the
it
fucking eyeball
by the ball.
Was that after like losing the helicopters in the museum?
Dude, probably.
That might be. That might be.
Dude, there was
It's like I can remember the movie, and I'm just like,
I'm
oh
not
my
even
gosh.
sure
I was like-
if the general thing is this the thing at the pool place, or is this a different hotel? I'm so confused.
The
about what
general
actually
thing
Pool place, the
happened
pool
in
place is
Vegas.
later. That's getting the brother out.
yeah,
This is
okay.
the generals.
Generals in Vegas
damn it, dude.
for the arms deal.
You
with
get the
one
awful
guy.
nose and chin
Yes,
makeup
okay,
from
yes.
numbers 2 and 3.
Yeah.
He said costumes will blend in or disguises. He went with some female tennis player.
Coked out Andre Agassi.
I want to say he said something like that.
Yeah,
but I
Ryan
wanna say
Reynolds
it's-
was like, I didn't ask for coked out Andre Agassi and John McEnroe.
Yeah, and he's like, it's Maria Martinova
Yeah,
or something.
And then the number 3 is like, that's not who she is. She's so and so, a famous tennis player. And he's like, what the fuck ever, dude. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't. So they have costumes and they're breaking in and they're trying to assassinate these generals. So they start.
Oh, they do.
Well, yeah,
I
they
was
do.
just-
Whatever. He shoots. So 3 shoots 1 through the peephole right in his eye. Because you know exactly when someone's looking through the peephole.
That's
had this-
actually coming up later. That is to liberate
no,
the
that's
brother.
with the
No, no, no,
generals.
no.
That's with the generals.
With the generals,
Because
yeah,
it's
is
that
the
one, and
tennis
then
player?
the guy trying to pop a zit, and he gets shot through the back of his
Oh,
head.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about they shoot 3. Yes, 3 shoots the
3
general.
shoots him,
In my
And he's
in
got
one
the
of my
smiley face sticker on the underbarrel of his
which
gun.
is fun.
one of my least favorite tropes besides the
comes up
quick
again,
love
of course.
is you don't know when someone's looking through the peephole. Like
Yeah.
you were saying before I misunderstood you. You don't know that someone's
Well,
eye
it's-
is there.
It's understandable to be confused because I don't even know what order things happened in.
Well, I was going to say, Patrick's
Doesn't
over here
matter.
trying to figure out which time it happened. We don't know because we don't know if it's linear or when it is.
Yeah, I don't know who these people are. I don't really know what their ultimate goal is other than overthrowing a country. Like
Pick a country. Let's overthrow it this week.
they're fucking far crying all over this thing. I don't know. Dude.
Yeah, it does not help to have a confusing plot line be just segmented in different timelines.
All right, big guy snaps, decides to go after evil people because nothing happens, red tape, blah, 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 blah. Bruce Wayne aspect comes into play.
This just in, billionaire with Batman complex goes on a killing spree.
So there is one more cool. The 3rd general is killed in a kind of cool way, even though it's all CG. He's smoking a cigar.
Oh, yeah.
and the bullet goes right through the center of the cigar and out the back of his head. That's fun.
It was good. It was
It
good.
reminded me a lot of Smoking Aces for this.
Yeah,
scene.
well, it's very just
But I mean, it
stylized
is the whole
violence.
Vegas aspect.
It-
Like, you
it has
expect
a-
somebody to die in front of some whores. I mean, that's
It has
Vegas.
a similar ham and cheese to it, I think, as Smoking Aces.
The big
Oh, also
difference
with
is-
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. The big difference is a lot of Smoking Aces didn't happen inside of a computer.
True.
I mean, there had CG stuff. There was definitely some bullet stuff in there or
Uh-huh.
whatever, but it was like people getting fake shot with squibs and like explosions and fake blood and
Back in my day.
not things that came out of a computer's hole. So they get the last general.
Have you shot somebody? No, but I'm going to try to draw it with a computer.
I've never seen it, but
So they're questioning the general about something. That doesn't matter.
Where
where the brother
Where he's
is.
located, and then
Hong
they're-
Kong, penthouse.
Yeah, and then they're
Kinda
trying to ask him
important.
something else, some more information, and the fucking 3 just shoots him in the fucking head.
Oh, I thought they were done because Ryan Reynolds goes, like, he's like, you got 3 seconds to answer. 3,
Oh,
2.
okay.
And then he tells it and he goes, all right, 1, and shoots him anyway. Because you got it. He's a fucking bad guy.
I guess that's why I was confused because he said something about like you could have let him finish, and I thought he meant you could have let him finish what he was saying.
He
meant
was
you could have let
talking-
him finish fucking that.
It could have been
prostitute.
worse. He could have finished. This
Okay.
dude
Oh, yeah, to the-
dies
yeah,
inside
yeah,
of a prostitute.
Yeah.
This poor lady, this poor fucking against her will sex worker has a dead man inside of her for a couple seconds. Ew.
Yeah. So now 2 and 3 fuck.
Yeah, they at least start making out in front of, like, they handcuff all the prostitutes, like, sorry, ladies, sorry. Death makes me so horny.
And also,
That's what he's thinking.
I've murdered like 8 people, like, but I need a thrill fuck right now.
Let me ask you, are you as rock hard as I am? Moister.
dude, the next thing I wrote, I think was me just being panicked. Moister? I don't think it's. Doesn't matter.
Wait, what were you?
I'm trying to decode what I wrote, and I think I was just being panicked about how long is this movie? Because I literally wrote, "What time is it?"
Oh,
and I don't think that has anything to do with the movie.
Like I said, I question the fact that it was.
oh, you know what? Maybe this is during 3's flashback because he does shoot that guy in the pool, and then you hear the little girl come out and she goes, "Daddy, I can't sleep," and it's broad daylight. So maybe that's me. I'm trying to help you out.
Maybe I think I was just
man,
confused because they show that, and then they show him go to his grandma or his mom.
Yeah.
And so that it's like a flashback like that.
Uh-huh.
And then it's now, but we can't tell if it's now until we see Ryan Reynolds later. Because I was like, well, he shouldn't be visiting his mom. He's supposed to be dead, but she's senile. Maybe I just wrote what time is it because I was like, where am I?
Yeah.
What is happening in this
What's
movie?
the timeline? I do like though when he has the gun to his head in the car and he's like, God, you and your Bruce Wayne shit. Hold on, buddy, that's Batman shit. Bruce Wayne isn't in the shadows. He's just a rich fuck.
And I just want to point out to everybody, I'm not easily confused by like jarred timeline movies. Like
Yeah.
this movie just doesn't make any fucking sense. Because you know what? I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I connected all of those dots, and there are 14 trillion dots. Like whoever wrote that movie had an insane serial killer room with more than just red yarn going.
Trying to
between.
find Pepe Silva.
Dude, there were boards on every wall. There was red yarn and blue yarn and green yarn and white yarn, and I followed that.
And that movie made more sense.
And that makes no sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm angry. I'm sorry.
No, I can tell.
And the guy does tell what so 3 is talking to his mom, and the guard or the doctor or whoever.
Oh my gosh, that was
the orderly is just staring at him. Did you have it there?
I do have it somewhere, man.
He's like, I will knock you out. I will fucking knock you out in front of my mother.
He means it.
Is it work if you enjoy doing what you love?
So would that apply? That same logic apply to hitmen? Then that would be like they're like the people I know who are mechanics. They're like, well, I just used to love killing people, but now I just
Now that I clock out, I can't kill a person.
I can't kill anybody if I'm not on the clock.
This is too much of a job.
Hey,
I can't put up with this shit.
Can you come over when you're done with work and help me kill this person?
Oh, God, it is my fucking day off, dude. I just...
Look, I have this guy in my basement, and I don't know what to do with him.
I don't want to
need
be
your
that
help.
person, but can you help me knock off this guy?
Now we have the scene where the general or the dictator is promoting 4 new generals. But he's like,
so
you 4 are the
they
next
Before
in
they
line.
died, it was the
Yeah.
ceremony.
Yeah, you 4 are next in line. So we deserve someone good, but it's not gonna be you. And he just fucking shoves them. Well, he doesn't.
Yeah,
he
he
has,
has
he has
people.
people shove them off the roof of this weird circle-shaped building.
I'm taking one of these assholes
Very
with me,
tall
dude. If you're
building.
shoving me off, I'm holding on to you by
It
the
was
scrote.
It was almost like the second parkour scene, except just bodies tumbling.
Yeah. Bad
yeah,
parkour.
one of them is sliding down the side.
This
of
is
the thing. It's
re-
like a terrible water slide.
and Skywalker does that shit too. At one point, like he slides down. and-
Yeah,
he looks
that,
cool.
that Mission Impossible thing. He's like, basically, it's like, well, if I trusted the 4 people who were the most would benefit the most from this happening, then I'd be a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And that scares the next 4 guys into line. But also, it sets up them, I think, turning on him later in the movie.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, you got to imagine you're at least...
If anybody
you're
thought
at least
that much.
kind of friends with these guys that you've been serving in this army with.
So you saying there's just nothing, no loyalty in the military?
Not
No,
this
I'm saying there's loyalty between the military guys, not dictators that throw them off roofs.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but I mean, if
This
you see
kind of
somebody
country-
get thrown off a roof and you're like, "Hey, you got your other job," I was like, "I don't want to get fired."
Again, you've played a Far Cry game, all right?
Yeah.
These guys are always just stabbing each other in the back and throwing each other over. It's all these, island dictator types, except for this is the Middle East or Eastern Asia, Western Asia.
It's like the Nazis without Hitler.
We get 4's flashback. That has nothing to do with this movie.
Yeah.
It's just us going like, what's way cooler than this movie?
Far Cry's so much better than this.
Then we have
We're
4's
setting
flashback.
the bar pretty low. Like,
he gets caught robbing someplace, and he's stealing this big gaudy necklace, whatever, lots of diamonds.
Yep.
Which, by the way,
Shiny.
diamonds aren't worth anything in the resale market. I don't know. Maybe in the underworld they are, but in the real world they're not.
Yeah.
The underworld, the real world. What other worlds can we
But
cover?
we get a cringe-worthy...
Well, there's
already
there's
covering
Outworld.
a
There's
world.
Outworld from Mortal Kombat. There's In a World of
world.
whatever world that
You know what?
is.
Fuck that. Far Cry Primal was a good one.
I never played that one. I was like, I don't want to run around throwing sticks at people.
Still-
Oh, dude. it
Still
gets
on Far
pretty
Cry,
good.
huh?
But it's still it's still fucking Far Cry.
So-
Okay, if you want to play this movie, there's numerous games you can play to basically have this movie.
If you want to play a
but-
Michael Bay movie, play Just Cause.
there you go. Exactly. Tower, statues crumbling of dictators.
For you.
Putting a rocket on a cow.
For you. All right. So he's robbing this place. He steals this diamond necklace. He's trying to run away because somebody comes in and starts shooting at them. And they're like running across the state. He's with his like criminal friends, and they turn on him because he
The parkour
falls.
gang.
Parkour thieves.
Yeah. So he's carrying the necklace in his mouth, and he falls. And the girl tries to save him and like reaches out for him, but all she can grab is the necklace. And this hurts so
He
much.
keeps saying to grab his hand. and
Yeah, he's like
you
reaching
just
up,
watch
take my
and
hand,
go,
and you
"It's
see
not
why,
happening."
because once he falls and you hear his teeth all get torn out of his face, which they don't. Yeah, it hurt. I had to look away.
Yeah.
He's just dangling by his teeth.
I don't have good enough teeth to dangle by.
I'm like, my tooth feels loose right now. It's like, but he falls, and it sounds like his teeth get torn out. It's like crunch,
Oh,
like,
it was
and she
nasty.
just looks at this necklace and is like, "I'm rich.
I'm
And just,
gonna
like,
be
runs
I'm
rich.
off.
rich, bitch.
No, you have enough to pay for like a couple days in a hotel.
Yeah, well, whatever drug they were all doing to
Yeah.
get their magic skills is probably expensive. They're doing that drug from Limitless. Is that what, no, that just makes you smart. It doesn't make you parkoury.
No, it's probably just CBD.
Parkoury.
Parkoury Haim.
See,
Parkoury.
there you go. Exactly. That's all I can think about.
Parkoury Haim.
That would make the Burbs more interesting.
With is that Parkoury Feldman?
That's
Yeah.
Parkoury Feldman.
Still,
But yeah.
that's all I was still thinking about.
Either way, the Parkouries.
Well, I guess Parkoury Haim can't parkour.
Can't parkour no mo.
No, he's rest in
Can't
parkour.
no mo.
But he could add to the ragdoll effects.
We're suck. We're suck.
We are suck, dude. We are suck. This movie made us like suck more.
Feel like if we can sit and watch through this movie, you're better to sit and watch and listen through us.
Yeah, you are better.
I
off.
mean,
You have
there
a
are
better
explosions, and you
patience.
do get to look at attractive women, but you have to look at them through the lens of Michael Bay.
Yeah.
So you have to feel like a pervert and a
Like
creep.
misogynistic.
Yeah, Mike
You have to look at it that way.
Thong up the butt.
Always.
So Ryan Reynolds sets up this like saw torture device thing. This is part of Ford's flashback where he's got him in like a medical chair, and he's got this like
Double
thing
barrel.
the shotgun rigged up to like a sandbag or something.
And what was it? Was on like a fucking just like a scale you'd measure a baby on.
Yeah,
or
and it was
something?
like if
Yeah.
he pulls the thing on, whatever. If he knocks something over, the whole thing would shoot him.
It's a Goldberg shotgun.
Yeah, and he's trying to scare this kid into joining him or something, and he does that.
I think he's testing his metal because like he's scared and he's like, no, I'm not scared. And he's like, you sure? And he's like, he just like this kid thinks I'm dying because here goes this shotgun blast. He's like, fucking do it. And he nuts up, he doesn't
Yeah.
give out. Like he's like, fucking do it. And he pushes it over and the whole thing just falls apart instead of
he
shooting.
fucking still flinches.
And he laughs,
Of course,
like,
the kid
"You should've
flinches,
seen
but
your
yeah,
face."
Ryan Reynolds is laughing again, being a fucking cockhead.
Charismatic asshole.
This is the bad
What
guy of
we
the
are
movie.
not.
Hey, we're assholes.
We're unqualified.
That's true. That's
Not
true.
charismatic.
I've never had training.
I've never been trained in assholery.
I feel like I could have gone professional if I would have worked on it, but I was just born an asshole, never really nurtured my natural talent.
Xavier School for Gifted Assholes.
There's money to be made there.
No. Okay.
There's not money to be made there.
No, he was going to make a joke and decided
Yeah,
not to. I
I'm
could see
sorry.
it.
What about assholes?
Oh, like I just gotta move on.
I saw it in your
Why?
face.
So we get to the dictator's,
So-
keeps his brother in a fucking gilded cage kind
Yeah.
of thing. where they reference an old story, which
He
is probably
lives
a true
hard
thing.
life.
Well, yeah, he's got a great place, and it's he's like, well, you have a screening room, and you have this, and you have that.
But
He
the one
lives
thing
like a
he doesn't
billionaire,
mention
but-
though is like, do you get ladies coming up there? Do you need company?
He said something about the fact that if you try to escape,
The
or
only
something,
way
he's
you're
gonna
leaving
rip him
here
apart.
is if I'll insert name Mikkel throws you out the window.
There you go.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and he's there to tell his brother that the four horsemen, his generals,
You cannot. You can't come back from having your generals be the four horsemen. You are now forever a dictator.
one of your generals is known as Famine. You are a bad leader, Kim Jong Un or whatever, whichever one's in charge now.
Yeah,
Like, I have the four- I have the 4 guys. I tell them to kill a bunch of people that are our people, and they do it.
yeah.
I trust those.
These are
guys.
my kind of guys.
And basically, he's there to tell him that, and then tell him that, like, well, I think you have something to do with this. So these goons that I hired, the one who's like this big fucking Sven Ole Thorson looking guy, who's got this shirt on that's pointing up and says
The man.
and pointing down and says the legend.
He's like, "Did you pick that shirt out for yourself?" He's like, "I have bad taste."
Yeah, and then the other guy with the suit is just like finger wags him.
No, he does the 2 fingers on his
Oh, yeah, I'm
eyes and then
watching
points
you.
those 2 fingers at you.
Yeah.
But like, I wonder, is this guy deaf? Because that would be a cool thing if he was deaf and just went like, did that motion.
Well, we
Like
never
Ruby
speak about
Rose
them
and
again.
John Wick.
he
or some
speaks
shit?
once.
We get him.
At the end, he
next time we
says-
see him getting killed. Oh, he's yelling.
Yeah, he's got the mic, like the microphone. He's got the walkie. He's got his karaoke microphone. He's like, "Get 'em, fucking go get those bad guys. Wait, we're the bad guys. Get us."
These guys were hired basically to whatever happens to dictator will happen to brother.
Yes.
Because he thinks that brother is involved. And it doesn't come to anything because it doesn't matter.
No. All it means is there's
Well-
added security because these guys thought they'd have an easy smash and grab. And like, dude, where the fuck do they keep coming from?
Yeah.
There are more people. There's only supposed to be 5 people working.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds says that later. Yeah, this is in or whatever this high rise
The
is.
liberation
Hong
of
Kong.
the
Hong Kong
brother.
penthouse. Because we do
Yeah.
get, this is I actually kind of like these masks.
Yeah, that's the whole scene. That's kind of so we get their planning phase though. I only bring it up because of the one funny gag of when they're eating. They're sitting there eating and like they're talking about like the 3 keeps talking about like a flight attendant and the other and 2 is like they're called stewardesses and whatever.
No, you switch it.
Oh yeah, other way around. Sorry. Yes, you're correct.
I was kind of just shocked that Michael Bay had a female correct a male.
Yeah, but the man didn't
and
listen.
actually kept the moral high ground, but he did not care. So,
And he still got to have sex with her.
yeah, true.
She didn't care about that either. But the reason I brought it up is because they're all sitting there eating Chinese food or something. I mean, they're in Hong Kong, so
It's gotta be
presumably
Chinese food.
Some kind of noodles and stuff. And like Ryan Reynolds comes in and he's eating and he's like, "You guys having a good time?" He's like, "Who the fuck's this guy?"
It's
And can we
pans
pan
over.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just some heavy set Asian dude. And they're like, "Oh, this is Raymond," and he's wearing a shirt that says "It's Britney, bitch."
Britney, bitch. Is Raymond part of the group? No, he's just a guy here.
How about we
Just talk about this
discuss
highly
some
sensitive information.
It worked. The gag worked.
Yeah.
I only because of the Britney bitch shirt, honestly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just another like, oh look, Michael Bay's making fun of the fat guy, joke,
Yeah.
just like last movie.
And
But
the
it was
last
just-
movie
'cause they
And
even
the
says
last
that.
movie.
One of the girls, I think it's the one from Andor, says, she just looks at Ryan Reynolds and goes,
It's Britney,
"Britney
bitch.
bitch."
I wanted her to have more to do. I think
I
she's
think that's her only line in the
captivating as
movie.
hell. But yeah, she'll say things like, "You're shot, right? And we need to get him to a doctor." And that's about it.
The things that any generic character would be saying, the extras.
This chick shouldn't even have a fucking name by how little she speaks in this movie.
Does she have a name? Oh, they do give her a
Well,
name. They give everybody a
5.
name eventually, but
Her name is 5.
so they get this Chinese guy who's like in the guard thing, whatever. They don't know. He's some
They have
Chinese
to
guy.
put the crane over the building so Skywalker can get onto the roof.
They have him call the guard and tell him like, "Hey, don't take this guy on the roof because we're doing work up there or
Yeah.
something." They're trying to keep the brothers safe, so they call those guards and tell them to keep them down. It doesn't matter. The only reason it was funny was because
Of the guy they had captive.
yeah, the
Yeah,
guy they had
yeah.
captive. He's just like, "Oh, fuck you, you motherfucker," or whatever.
I'll
like,
beat your
"I'll
ass."
Beat your ass.
I'll go down there.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah, Ron's like, no. He's like, okay, bye.
So this is another this is like their Ocean's 11 scene. So the girl Bix comes in her fucking 5
Yeah, 5. Neon
Comes in,
green.
yeah, this skin tight neon green dress.
She's wearing the shit out of
Wouldn't
it.
want to draw attention to yourself during a heist. So, and she does have like a neon pink bulletproof gas mask.
Yeah.
She does like
sweet.
the scout aspect because she shows up before the fucking Lamborghini with 3 and 2.
Well, she's the one that's already in the
true.
lobby, so she's like probably over on one side of the lobby, and they come in the other side, so that way they're like double teaming.
She
the
put
lobby.
down the she puts down the gas so that they can already come in with their masks. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it looks awkward.
Yeah, and for some reason, 3 feels the need to say badges. We don't need no stinking badges.
Well, and he says
Well, no,
some really
that was-
stupid shit, but then all of a sudden on the elevator, he slaps the smiley face sticker on. He goes, "Look, I went to the dentist," and he's laughing. And she goes, "You idiot! You lost one of the canisters.
Yeah, but
you're
before
breathing
that,
in gas."
Before that, he does do the badges line, which it seems very out of place. We
is.
both commented it was like, of course, you just have to have the guy with like the Hispanic or Latin accent
Yeah.
do the badges thing.
A guy
No one
named
asked for your
Javier.
badges. No one asked for you for a badge.
It
so
would have
doesn't
made
make
more sense. Like, hey, you can't go upstairs. You need a badge. But no, he just unprompted badges. We don't need no
I
stinking
mean, that's
badges.
the whole. His
But he does go
fucking
into a
movie
bunch
line
of
quips.
But this is just when it starts. This is a fucking hour into the movie or more.
and now we're getting into a personality
And
Exactly.
now
trait.
he's got a new feature that he's not expressed for the rest of the movie. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't do movies earlier before this.
I don't
No,
think so.
not that
Unless
I
they were
could
movies
tell.
I didn't know the quotes for, and
I mean,
they
he's
were
in
doing
the-
low hanging fruit. So
More than
Wow,
once,
I-
we see him waiting while reading a language book of wherever he's at,
Yeah.
so he can hit on women.
yeah, that's kind of the only thing they've given him up to this point. But
Yeah.
so one of the guards triggers the alarm, which wasn't part of the plan, obviously.
Yeah,
so they
13
have
minutes.
Like 13 minutes. 4 jumps off the crane into this pool, this terrifying and awesome rooftop pool.
I don't know if I could swim in this.
I don't know if I could, but I would try. And I don't even like
Infinity
swimming.
pool.
Yeah.
right.
Like, yeah, well, it's like an infinity pool, but like the side is glass, and it's just out over the edge of this
It's
giant
a
high-rise
glass
building.
bottom, glass side pool.
And I've seen this in other like rich high-rise type
Sure.
buildings. You see it on TV and stuff.
There's one in True Lies that's not glass bottom, mind you, but it's a rooftop pool.
Yeah. And this is terrifying. I don't know. It like hangs over, but it's hanging over like a lower level, but still it like hangs out over stuff, and it's just I don't know, man.
It's terrifying,
But
but good for
Four's-
action
If I
sequence.
had
And
the
it-
money to swim in it, I might advise against
I mean, I'd
it.
jump in it.
Yeah, if I'm invited.
Fuck it, I'm up there. Are you afraid of shit in your pool? Because I might shit myself.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you have those chemicals that turn the pool blue if I pee? If somebody pees, not me. If somebody peed their pants, I'm not peeing my pants right now. I'm just asking.
Did you just pull a Caddyshack? What's a Caddyshack? Is that a candy bar in there? What? No, I don't have a candy bar.
It's no big deal. It's a Baby Ruth. Wow, was Trump's whole accent based on Bill Murray and Caddyshack?
Holy shit, that's a revelation.
story came out of nowhere.
Yeah, they got the shiny blankets.
Are we gonna hold that one?
It's not a cage if it's chain link.
So 4 is in this pool.
Holding his breath for 60 seconds.
I started laughing
counting
while you
up.
guys were talking, and I had beer in my mouth, so it took me forever to recover. So I
Beard?
just let you go. Beer.
Just had beard in your mouth. I've done that too. Don't worry.
It's like the baleen
I'll
of a
call it-
whale.
I love that you know what that's called.
Yeah, I know a lot of useless shit.
I mean, I know what that's called too, but it's
Because
don't
you know a
run
lot of
into that
useless
often.
shit.
That's true. So the guards aren't walking away, and 4 is under the pool, and he's like waiting for the guards to leave so he can pop out. 7 is watching from a distance because 7 is a sniper.
Yeah.
So we replaced the driver with a sniper, which seems like a good idea.
Because you've already got there. You don't need to go anywhere else. You're
There
done
won't be any
driving.
more driving in
Yeah,
this.
never again will you drive.
Wait, what?
And the kid is like, he's been underwater for like an hour and a
hour.
half. Jesus
Holy
Christ.
shit.
Like a minute and a half. And he's
I
like,
don't think
they're
he's
like, wait,
moving
wait,
anymore.
wait. And they,
Ah, six.
they finally, he can't get the guards to go away. So 7 shoots the thing. And I think it's
Bad
just to
idea.
show that he can shoot through, like his bullets will penetrate this
Yeah,
insane
he's
glass.
like, I'm improvising, man.
But he shoots through the glass, and the kid puts his mouth up to it and breathes? Question mark. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I
maybe
guess
you
if
get
you-
enough to not die.
If you blow out first, you're blowing, like if you get a good seal going and you blow out first, you in theory should be able to breathe in.
Yeah, I mean, water is coming out between breaths. I don't know. It doesn't. Matter. It doesn't make. It's,
but you got to get a good seal on it.
are you just acting out him drowning to death?
No, the whole aspect of like just the How did you just say it? Like the suction.
You got to
and the
get a
per-
good tight seal form, and then you
okay.
got to blow the excess water out of the hole before you can take in air through the hole. Trust me, I used to be a pool guy.
There you go.
I know how to drown or how to stop myself from drowning. I also know how to drown.
I do know how to drown. And that's actually the easy part.
A couple bottles of whiskey.
That was day
Afternoon
one.
nap.
That was day one class.
So this is when we're in the elevator in 3. Yeah, he has like the sticker on his face.
It's
and-
funny to me, him being high.
Well, because he's high, and she's like, "Did you lose a filter?" And he's like, "Don't worry, we're not in danger. I am the danger." Breaking Bad line. That's a good one.
Yeah.
What's another good one? Oh, when they walk out and all these people are laying dead that just got shut up by Seven, and he's like, "I see dead people.
I see dead people." He's good.
So they plant these like speakers on the windows that are like, I guess, super loud Ryan Reynolds genius speakers.
Oh, it's the dumbest way to break a window.
like they plant them all around.
Isn't
and
that
then
kind of how fucking Batman did it?
Again, the dumbest way to break a window.
I don't know. There's just some weird like rich people gadgets. Again, yes, he's trying to be a superhero. Is this based on a comic book?
Did they
I
explain that this glass is bulletproof? Because I think Seven can just take this out if it's not. Well,
Yeah, I don't-
he's shooting through it already.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, he's
dude.
shooting through the pool. I mean, obviously, it's
That
not
glass isn't
tempered
bulletproof.
glass.
Yeah, we know that's
fine.
not.
But
I just
don't
think
know,
it was
dude.
overkill. And what's he say to four?
Oh God! So yeah, so we have this thing which was totally out of place. Second time this or it happens now and it happens again later where he says something and you're like, who cares?
Yeah.
And then they bring it in like wait like it's only like
Did
a
you ever
minute
see
later,
a
but it's
movie?
too late.
A movie in the theater from 81 to.
Yeah. Have you gone to a movie from 1985 to 2012 or whatever?
Yeah, he says it's stupid day.
Yeah, and the kid is like, no, I just watch him on my phone, man.
I pirated on my phone.
Yeah.
He's like, you're a
He's like, you're a
scumbag.
fucking piece of shit.
Kill yourself, kid.
And I was like, cool, we should go to the movies. Well, maybe put this movie in theaters then.
yeah.
Don't tell me to go to the theater in a Netflix movie.
Streaming is killing cinema. Wait a minute. I didn't say that, did I?
That's so
Fuck.
stupid. And then the reason he did it is because on his phone he has this like THX thing, and he turns it up, and it's very low and slow at first, longer than the theater one.
Uh-huh.
But it's that very familiar like THX sound.
I'm not harmonizing with you. Fuck you guys. What did I just say?
Bum, bum.
Oh man, now we just went 2001. We're in a whole other movie now. Now I just want to watch monkeys beat each other to death with bones.
Oh, yeah. You want to watch that Planet of the Apes?
Play
Actually,
Far
I love
Cry
those. I-
Primal.
I love those first 3 new Planet of the Apes.
Oh, the new
movies.
ones. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot about those. So I was thinking like the Tim Burton one.
Oh, I don't want to watch that.
You don't.
I want to watch all 6 or whatever of the originals. I've only ever seen the first one. I
Yeah.
do not ever want to watch that Tim Burton one again.
Again, because I saw it in theater. I got duped.
Yeah, it came out in 2001,
Yeah, about that.
and it's Tim Burton with our best friend Marky Mark, and
Michael Clark
is it
Duncan, Rest
that
in
one?
Pictures.
yeah, Michael Clark Duncan is one of the monkeys. Tim Roth, I think, is a monkey.
Uh-huh. I think he's like the
Ape.
head bad guy.
Whatever. Yeah, but it's
Simeon.
The whole twist
And
is
does
like
Andy Serkis like do the animations or some
Andy
shit?
Serkis. I don't think he was big at this point.
no, Andy Serkis is in the new ones.
Yeah.
that just started coming out in like 2014, and those are actually really good.
Those are
His
Tim
first
Burton
one,
ones?
no, Tim Burton only did one, and it was back in 2001.
It was
These
so
new
fucking
ones
bad.
Mark?
with Marky Mark.
Because the ending
The new ones
ends
came out-
with...
Oh God, yeah. So you know how the original ends. Everybody knows the scene, right? You did it. You blew it up.
You maniacs!
You
You
maniacs!
blew it up!
It turns out Charlton Heston's on Earth the whole time, and this is the future because he sees the Statue of Liberty, right? So this one, Marky Mark like gets away and thinks
In a
he gets
wormhole?
into it involves time travel and stuff. I mean, that sort of that obviously, but it involves like I don't know
Timey-wimey
dimensional travel.
shit.
Yeah, and he thinks he goes home and he's on this planet that looks a lot like Earth, but truly he just went further forward in the future because he looks up and it's a fucking Abraham Lincoln statue.
It is
An
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln statue.
Yes.
Yeah.
No fucking
The famous
shit.
one where he's sitting there, but it's the exact same
Wait,
thing,
wait,
but
wait.
with an ape face.
Is this a Tim Burton one?
This is the Tim Burton one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you haven't seen it.
I have seen it.
Oh, you have seen
I
it.
want to watch the 6 like original Charlton Heston. He's not in all of them, I don't think, but the original,
No, but I know
ones
what
from
you
the
mean.
60s.
All right,
I've only
folks.
seen the one with Charlton Heston, the first one. I've seen the Tim Burton one, and I've seen the 3 new ones.
That's about what I'm about the same with you. I never saw any of the original after Charlton Heston one.
Yeah. So 4 grabs the brother, and tries to help him escape. 3 tripping balls, tries to grab. He grabs one of the bad
Nitrous.
guy's guns that he thinks is cool, and that makes 7 try to shoot him because he sees someone grab the bad guy's gun. So
This
he
is the
assumes
part
it's
I
the
thought you
bad
were
guy.
talking about earlier.
Yeah, and so a bullet hole comes through the wall, and fucking he's still stoned. A bullet. Okay, shut up.
A bullet makes a bullet hole through a wall.
And he's still stoned, and so he goes to look through the bullet hole and gets shot in the face, but his mask is bulletproof. Luckily for
Good
him.
mask.
Did I just shoot my own team? Somebody talk to me. He's like, you fucking shot
Terrible,
me. He's like, well,
terrible.
don't pick up a bad guy's gun. Yeah. And I think even 2's like, don't look through a bullet hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone says, and yeah, you don't look through a bullet hole, which is good advice.
Great advice. He's
Especially
already
if
aiming there.
Especially if the shooting is still happening.
Did he do like a warning shot first that made the bullet hole that he looked through?
Well, I think he fired toward him because it was behind like a bookcase or something.
Yeah.
So he wasn't. I
was
think he didn't know where he
guesstimating.
was for sure. And then when 3 looked through the hole, he just saw movement and shot, thinking it was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Or they're bad guys. I mean, these guys are bad guys.
I mean,
There's no good guys in this movie.
didn't he know they were going to be wearing masks to stop the?
well, it's just a little hole, so I think he just saw movement.
Yeah. He's too far away to see who's who.
shot too early. Fuck that guy's career.
But so he decides he's gonna shoot out the pool.
the generals
to
gave him the
flood-
right idea.
I'm improvising.
Yeah, because there's too many guys. Ryan
Fuck
Reynolds.
the UN
even-
spelled backwards. This all makes sense if you watch the movie. But, you're
Wait,
not
the
gonna
UN
do
spelled
that.
backwards is in this movie.
Yeah, it was the whole thing with the sniper's backstory.
Oh,
Like the guy was driving
I
the
was-
truck and his guys were down there and he's just like, the UN's backwards on the top of the truck. Everything's going to go
the
wrong.
Only reason it's backwards is so you can see it in the rearview mirror and says UN normal.
No, on like the roof, I believe.
Oh, because he knows that the thing turned. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It just really doesn't. So he shoots out the pool. I was like, I just want to be done with this shit.
Exactly my point.
He shoots out the pool. He tells them hold on to something, and he shoots out the pool. Like he shoots the side of it a few more times, and it floods. And there's so much water in this
God,
pool.
yeah,
Which,
that
I mean, there
idea.
is more water in a pool than you think. I mean, like you look at
Well,
a pool. and you're like,
it
"Yeah,
was
it's
an
water."
infinity pool. It had a waterfall pouring into it.
Oh, so it's still going too.
yeah,
'Cause there's-
exactly. It's
Because
constant.
I mean, you see one of your neighbors emptying their pool to clean it or
Like,
whatever.
holy shit,
There's a
that's
lot
still
of
going?
water going in the fucking streets and shit, which is a great way to use your water in Arizona.
Yep.
And so it floods everybody out, and like all these bad guys get blown away and fall off the rooftop. 2 almost falls off.
Uh-huh.
Trailer scene here. She like grabs onto the thing and saves herself from falling out. The trailer was basically this scene.
Oh, okay.
bunch
like-
of action shit. none of
It
the
showed him
drama.
shoot out the pool. It showed them like you saw this. That's a great trailer. Again, you just watch the movie as a trailer.
That's Michael Bay.
So they go to zip line out, and the brother is like, "I can't do that. I'm terrified of heights. I'll have a fucking heart attack."
3 starts just punching this guy.
Dude, he is just pummeling him.
But he's not like, when you're trying to knock somebody out, not that I know, but movies have led me to believe you punch the top of the head or the side of the head. He's like nose punching, just breaking this guy's face. Like, go to
Yeah.
sleep, go to sleep, go
I
to
think
sleep,
it's like
go
a
to sleep.
jaw thing is what you knock people out. Like he punched him, and I mean I thought it was gonna be. I was like, okay, that's funny. He punched him like 3 times, 4 times,
Five,
five
six,
times, 6, 7, 8, 9, and finally Ryan Reynolds. Like people are like, dude,
Then you
stop.
see-
He's
then
the
you
good
see shit
guy.
like- if you're watching subtitles, it says 1-3.
1, 3. Wait, no 3. Shit, who said that? Oh man, imagine this script.
One says to 3, you punch him 2 times on the 3rd day.
1, 3, 3. What?
I'm
What
not
is the
good at
script?
math, but
5, 7. Oh wait, because you said 1, 3, 3. I'm sorry. All right. I
So they've got the brother finally. Jesus Christ.
One comes up, yeah, and he's like, he's the good guy. Come on, man, and just shoves him in the face and shoves the brother off the roof down the zip line. Which I mean, it's a legitimate thing. If you're gonna be that terrified, you might have a heart attack. But you know, he doesn't give a shit. Just shove him off.
Yeah, and I think Ryan Reynolds does the appropriate thing. Like, you don't have time to like coddle this guy. Like, dude,
Yeah.
shove.
And they all get out of there.
If he dies, he dies.
Well, they don't all get out of there. Most of them zip line out, and then the guys cut the zip line, and 4 is left behind.
Uh-huh.
So he tells them, you guys can go. I'll get out of here.
He has a couple, like a short, brief hero moment. He's like, get out of here, leave me.
Yeah.
And then he starts running to the crane. He's like, I'm on my way. Because he just finds another out. He's like, hold on, don't leave yet. Fuck. I was too quick on that hero bullshit,
Yeah,
man. I don't want to die.
He runs after this speeding car and somehow gets there. Because when you're higher, it takes less time to travel a distance, I guess.
That's how planes do it. They don't go that fast. They're just high up. That's if I know anything about aeronautics, and I do.
So we're in like an underground world where it's like a ring world kind of thing. And he just...
That's why you think I move so slow. I live in a valley.
Now I'm thinking if like they were just driving around in a circle after trying to escape with him up there just to be in that same area because
I mean, 7 does make him stop.
Grenade action scene. And,
Well, there's 4 does drop a guy while he's running. He's parkouring across this ramp or this crane, and somehow these guys chase him. Like it shows them like barely moving across the crane while he just runs, and then
You're the parkour guy. Get the fuck out of there.
As soon as he gets to the other side, these guys are 11 feet behind him.
Burn these guys. Like, make them eat your dust.
But he does drop a guy, push a guy off the building, which is great, and the guy lands on the car
I like
while
how
3
you
is
said
driving.
He drops a guy and it's like, he kind of throws him off the side of it. I didn't drop
3
him.
does
I
say
was
he's like,
fucking-
I'm not 6. Don't expect that fancy drifting shit.
Yeah, just nobody make anything crazy happen. Body. Oh, by the way, this body fell like 30
with
stories.
3 exactly. Like,
If I was the writer of this, I would have had number 3 just sit there and go, I miss 6.
Well, the body hits this car, and the car just like bounces, and the body rolls in front of it, and the car runs over. And by the way, it's a Mini and not running over a person.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't care what the Italian job
blew
told
the
you.
budget on the Lamborghini.
Italian job is full of shit, man.
And it's I don't know, this car would have been crushed.
Yeah.
We've seen people drop out of like 6-story buildings in movies in New York City in movies.
This
under
guy's
cars,
so high
and
up.
it destroys them.
This guy's so high up, he's running fast. That's going to be a long fall. He's already gone. He's already broken the speed barrier of height.
Oh, these cops finally stop the car, and then the brother keeps yelling, "I'm kidnapped! They've kidnapped me!" And the
Help!
cops are
Help!
just like,
I'm kidnapped.
"Huh?" And they get in their car and drive away.
They hear that shit. They panic, drive away. They're like, "Oh shit, he's been kidnapped. This is not our job."
This is above our pay grade.
There's a Middle Eastern guy being kidnapped by a
crazy-
bunch of mostly white Americans.
Well, it's like I'm like there's some crazy like I guess it wouldn't be the Yakuza in Hong Kong, but like
Triad.
crime
Triad.
syndicate stuff. Yeah, Triad. There we go.
Shanghai, not kidnapped.
Oh, I didn't
like-
think about that, but maybe they are triad shy.
Well, yeah,
Kidnapped.
so
Nope.
Oh, kidnapped. I'm out. But they are all white people. Well, white,
Mostly white.
White.
You've got
the
a-
people who are doing the kidnapping.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Javi's clearly of some Hispanic
Yeah, white
descent,
or like light skin.
and
of
5
whatever
is
other-
just made up
yeah.
of some race
But
of
they're
angels.
not. They're not triad.
Yeah, they're definitely
They're
not, triad.
Chinese gangsters. But somebody throws a grenade at 4, and it blows up.
I think we have the buff guy that had the shirt.
Yeah, the
Sven
that's,
Lee
yeah,
man,
that's
the
what's happening
legend.
now. He has an endless pocket full of grenades.
Yes.
He is
He's just
throwing
hucking them
grenades like he's a
constantly.
fucking
Did he
like he's a
open,
bad guy in a
case
Mario.
like a half second.
He's got
clip?
it.
It
He's
was
got the
just
cheat code.
He put in the God
Yeah,
mode.
infinite.
No, I want to say
grenades.
that. What would be the opposite of a montage if it's one scene that
It's
explains
gonna
everything?
be an untage.
It's gonna be
He
a
has the
montage.
I mean,
I
wouldn't
wanna say he
montage
has.
be one tage?
Yeah, it's monotage.
I don't know. That's a weird word. Montage. Limit.
I'm gonna have me a menage a montage.
A menage-tage.
A menage a tage.
But yeah, so all this stuff just conveniently fucking... Well, and it falls off the roof and hits the cars. Deus Machina, it just ends the chase.
Yeah.
So it gives them time to stop because now 4 is getting the shit beat out of him. Or Sven Ole Thorsen, he's tied up in some like plastic shit.
It's that orange plastic netting.
Yeah. And Sven Ole Thorsen is trying to cut it out. It's not him, but
Yeah,
he's
okay.
trying to cut
We
the
know.
stuff off. And 4 is dangling, and they're like,
He's
you know,
fucked.
we need to stop. We need to help him. And 1 is like, no, we can't do that.
It's
We
actually
gotta
only
get outta
7
here.
pleading at first.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because they're so used to this, like, no, we don't go back for anybody.
Yeah. So he gets, which by the way, this is their first mission, so how could they be used to it? Doesn't matter. Well, it's the
Well,
first guy
first
on their
mission
it's the
was
first guy
7.
on their board.
Yeah.
But it's the first guy off their
Like
board.
the first mission was the
Well, the
Italy
first
one.
mission is them getting like intel or something. The first thing we see in the movie.
That's a side-
Yeah,
but like,
exactly.
but like
That's
on the
just
board,
information.
on
That's
the
not the
board,
mission.
but on the board, this is their first person. Like,
This
how
is
do they,
Roman numeral 1.
No one gives a shit.
This is the Roman numeral 1. We're just starting.
Yeah, it's the player, the deck
Was
of
it-
cards people from fucking George W. Bush there, and he's like, these are the aces and these are the jacks.
oh, yeah, this
and-
is Hit Squad, yeah.
He snipes Sven Ole Thorsen here, and it is cool. because I did notice, like, you hear the gunshot while, like, he's still cutting stuff. You hear the gunshot, and then a second later, it's like,
Yep.
and right through his head. That's the noise.
I mean, it's suppressed.
More of a splash. It's more
the gunshot suppressed, and then the bullet going through wet cranium is a little suppressed.
It's got that sploochy sound.
It's very sploochy and squelchy.
Michael Bay could have gone a step further and just added that shit from the fucking slow-mo sniper game that's out there. Where, like, you shoot that shot
up.
and you watch, like, the bullet, like, go X-ray through their skull and, like, ricochet off
don't
their
need
helmet
that.
and hit
Yeah,
somebody.
don't. Nobody tell Michael Bay about this.
Don't tell Michael
Nobody
Bay that.
tell Michael Bay
He
about
obviously
this.
never played that
Like, he's
NFL
gonna
game
listen.
where you saw the bones break. We don't need that shit. We don't need any more extra style for this movie.
Yeah, he's got enough
But
style.
it would have been nice if his head exploded.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Didn't that happen in this movie?
Oh, it does.
Yeah, in
Exactly.
a minute here, but that's a different. I want this guy's head. To
That's on the yacht.
Oh, whatever. Who gives a fuck? Somebody's head's gonna explode. People die. Good triumphs over evil.
They have a quote
Ghosts
emotional
realize
moment.
they have a reason to live. Like, what the fuck is...
They have their, like, emotional moment as a team here now, and Seven's like, well, you know, I saved your life, so this is my name. What's your name? Blah blah blah, and they all tell each other's names. And Ryan Reynolds is like, cool. That doesn't defeat the whole purpose of this.
Yeah, now we know, we care. Fuck off.
Also, like I said, this
Carvers,
is not, if this was
cleavers.
Reservoir Dogs, this is where you, like, the undercover now knows your identity.
If you,
You
got
don't tell Tim
infiltrated,
Roth your name. Okay?
You don't tell Mr. Pink who you are.
I'm the only one being a professional here.
Well, he's Mr.
Mr.
Pink is Steve Buscemi.
Buscemi, yeah.
Exactly. Well, I know that.
I just always like it's a
Fuck,
point
I'm
of
not saying
contention.
him.
That's
No,
his name.
I know. I just
No, I said it.
who's Mr.
Mr. White?
Is that Tim Roth? Yeah,
No,
because he's the good
Tim
guy.
Roth is orange.
Tim Roth is orange.
As a person, he is.
Michael Madsen's white.
Squared?
Yeah.
That doesn't
No.
matter. I don't know, dude.
How
Let's watch
the
it
fuck
again.
do you not know?
I can't keep track. I'm already trying to
Harvey
keep track of
Keitel.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
7.
7.
Reservoir Dogs?
No, these are the 7 dwarves in this movie. I'm
We're
trying
not
to
on
keep
good
track of.
You
movies.
learned colors at
Hey,
one point. You
guys wanna
learned
watch
your
it in
numbers.
4K? Stick around after this. I just got it.
What, this
Reservoir
movie?
No,
Dogs?
Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, that's,
God.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
That's not why I'm over here. I'm over here talking about shitty movies.
So Ryan Reynolds calls himself a rich asshole.
Yeah.
But they're all telling each other the other names, and they're like, "Oh, you're just a rich asshole." And he's like, "Yep, that's me."
No, he used a more a term more endearing to
lonely
himself,
billionaire or something.
and then Seven called him a rich asshole.
Oh, yeah, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm that too."
wait,
Oh no, he's saying I'm not. You're no longer a soldier. She's no longer a doctor.
Right.
She's no longer this.
I'm no
no
longer-
longer a CEO. And
There
at the
you
same
go.
time, Seven says rich asshole, and he's like, I am still that.
exactly.
Although if you die, your money goes away to somebody else. That's how estates
But
work.
apparently he's genius enough to like move his shit to an offshore and find a way to
just keeps
keep
cash.
making money.
I just got $1 billion cash in this bag I'm always carrying.
Magnets.
I mean, he's got to be the only thing funding this fucking place.
Oh, yeah.
This 6 Underground. Holy shit, we're on the final act of this movie,
Yes,
guys.
and this is
Are we?
So-
Is this Act 5 from
Yes,
the
This is
opera?
Act 5 from
Is it really?
Shakespeare.
He leads. Ryan Reynolds does lean into. I don't remember who he's talking to, but he does He's like, if you had one shot, what is it?
Oh,
If
he's
you had
telling
the
one shot-
brother.
He's
It's
telling
the brother,
the
yeah,
brother.
okay.
After they get him, and they're trying to explain to like he's getting all cold feet because he knew it's gonna be a coup, and
Yeah, he does the beginning of the fucking 8 Mile song. He's like, if you had one shot, one chance to make a difference. And
You're
I was
like,
like,
wait,
I was sitting there going, this
huh?
sounds like 8 Mile. But then he keeps going. He's like, would you let it go or would you whatever? This, and then even Seven like turns and looks at him and he's like, was that Eminem?
He goes, yeah. And the brother goes, gave me goosebumps, man.
Yeah, gave me fucking goosebumps. So they can't go in and act like Americans here. They're going into this. Where do they?
TV
where-
TV
this is-
satellite
This is
relay.
how you take over. You start a coup. You
Ugh.
change all the propaganda from one station to another. And
Yeah, they're gonna
you
have the
switch
brother-
a body real quick.
We get
and
a
you just
piss
let the other
poor-
guy finish.
We get a piss poor Scottish accent.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's like, well, they don't like Americans, and we're supposed to be inspecting them supposedly. So
Canadian's not good enough.
yeah, that was my first thought. I was like, well, good thing you're Canadian, Ryan.
Yeah, going Canadian.
You
Well, we
would
gotta
probably
take over
every
this
actor in
dish,
this
eh?
movie.
We gotta run a couple of tests here if you don't mind. If you do, I'm sorry, but the inconvenience.
But he goes in and pretends to be Scottish, which is almost worse than fucking Glenn Howerton.
Oh, yeah.
in the Officer Down.
I mean, it goes from being like a
accent.
weak accent to it just not being there.
Yeah, he just
Oh, was that
loses
your
it in
daughter on the
words.
mug? Oh, I couldn't tell with her orthopedic shoes.
Yeah, the guy is like, "Oh, that's your wife. Your wife on that mug? That's my daughter." And that's an
Dude,
old
like
lady.
that guy had like the fastest typing skills I've ever seen.
Oh, there
They-
was such a
he
stupid.
was
He was just
cranking
clapping,
that
and I was
thing.
like, he looks like a person pretending to type.
He even looks away at one point.
He's
Well,
just-
like
he's
I
yeah,
felt
he,
like
eye
that's how he
contact.
set it up. Like he did it. Like he's like, I've been doing this job for years. Click. And
Yeah.
he, like looks at him and he's like, I'm fucking Scottish.
So they got the TV
Yeah,
now.
they're telling him they've done scans like things at all these places, and I only bring it up because of the masturbation joke. So like they've done tests at all these other satellite stations, and he's like, but 2 failed, and the guy's like, oh, 2 failed? Yeah, it's whatever
Neymar
Noor, the guy
or-
Noor or whoever runs
Yeah.
it, and he's like, oh yeah, that guy's a fucking idiot. And then the girl Five is doing intel through the earbud, and she's like, oh shit, Noor's dead. So tell him that because he's like testing you, and he's like, well, but Noor's dead, and then she's like, wait, never mind, no, he's not.
He's alive, cancel.
Yeah, so instead
recover.
of being like, oh no, that's somebody else, which would have been the best recovery, he's like,
Did I say he was dead? I meant his brother died.
he's literally like he died.
Pitch us a line.
They found him with a rope belt around his neck.
What?
Ferocious masturbation accident. Like they're all just like, stop talking.
Oh, who says you haven't had a choke with a stroke?
So they switch over the signal right when. So the dictator is going to be giving a speech, his like whatever his speech, State of the Union address,
Yeah.
whatever. And so everybody's supposed to be watching. So they switch over to the brother, who is, by the way, as soon as they switch over, going, I can't do this.
I can't
don't
go
wanna
live."
live. And then
you're live.
he drops right into it, and he's like, and all it takes to take over, to kick off a coup, is for some guy to go, we should have a revolution.
We
and
should
everybody's
revolt.
like, yeah, revolution.
But I guess he is like the
brother they haven't
prodigal
seen
brother.
fucking
Yeah,
years.
I guess.
And
And then
everything
I'm
else
reaching-
they see
I'm
is,
reaching with
yeah,
it.
I mean that's
Fine.
got to be what they were going for.
Yeah.
People know he's the good guy.
You want to
I
rise
guess.
up against me? You want to feel better? I'll bomb your hospitals. Oh, the youth? Fuck the youth. Bomb the youth. There's
Bomb
no
the
future
schools.
because of me.
He goes full scorched earth, man, full Jericho.
They blow up this. I have to mention it because of the CG. Ryan Reynolds, and I guess it's Ryan Reynolds because he's got the phone that does everything. He blows up these statues outside of the dictator's
The
like
not Dubai?
happy house. Yeah,
This happy house. And this is our dictator's happy house.
oh man, I'm delirious. So
This is the Sim City aspect. Just set this up. This is my happy house. Here's my statue of
But,
me
like,
out front petting
these
a dog.
statues are these statues are exploding and crumbling, and it looks so bad.
Awful.
I have played video games that look better than this, and not like in this generation, like in
Skyrim.
this generation.
How the
Original
fuck-
Skyrim looks better
Of
than this
course, you've
shit.
played games better than this.
But the CG should look this. First of all, this is Michael fucking Bay.
In 2019.
In 2019, he is the master of CG. He's made 32 Transformers movies at this point. It's 5, but whatever.
Okay,
Sure.
I remember you saying something like 7 and 8 earlier or some
No,
shit.
he's got 5 Transformer movies out of the 15 movies he's made. Which
Okay.
is, so he's
That
a
makes-
master of CG stuff. They should have
Should
better
be.
CG.
But I'm sure
statues
he's not the
crumble
one-
for you, and they look terrible.
He's not the one actually drawing the statues or
I
anything.
know,
like-
but he's got the people. It doesn't matter.
He's in charge. He gets final say.
well, exactly. Then it's his fault that he fucking did
That's
it.
what
Exactly,
we're
that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
I don't know
It's-
why you.
No.
I don't know why,
Why
you're
are you
backtracking.
arguing back to my point?
You just
This is-
backtracked
you just,
into
you
the
just
point.
Ryan Reynolds this conversation. No, it's about freedom.
Yes.
The guy is fleeing. The dictator guy is fleeing, and he calls in the jets and starts bombing on his
Calls in the
own
Jetsons?
escape route. Jetson. He calls the Jetsons, and they has them bomb the escape
It is
route.
Bomb Elroy.
And the bombs don't hit his stuff, but they
No.
hit the other guys.
None of the machine guns either.
I don't know if you know anything about dropping bombs out of planes, but I don't think it's that accurate.
It's not that accurate. You're going to hit that motorcade.
So, and then 3 drops into the boat from like this like high rise or something. He
Way
drops like
too high.
100
Oh, the
feet.
bridge.
Follows the
bridge,
parade
that's what
of
it is.
cars.
Yeah, that
way
turning
too high
bridge.
up to land like
he
this.
drops into this boat like from 100 feet, and he's already bleeding profusely. And he sits up and immediately starts hitting on some girl.
Yeah.
He's not hurt at all. Yeah, they
Oh,
showed him.
she's so fucked up too. Where
Yeah.
did you come
That's
from?
hilarious.
How 2 plays off later on. Like, oh, all these
Oh, 2
guns
plays it
and-
great too. Good drunk face.
Yeah, exactly.
Ryan Reynolds and the 7 are in like a speedboat and they do like a drive-by on some guys. And I don't think it ties to anything other than they're just shooting more dudes. And they have the underground guys have these submarine things that are going to go help
Bad
do
CGI
magnets to the ship. Yeah, this looks so. They drop these things into the water, and I'm like, I shouldn't be able to tell that's CG. And then later on, we have a shot of a real submarine device thing
that exists.
So they had these things for real in real life. They had physical ones, and they still dropped fake CG ones into the water.
It's so fucking stupid.
Maybe they were already loaded with bombs, and it's a safety hazard in the movie world.
Oh, that was the thing when the first statue crumbled. The reason I brought it up was
because it goes into the water.
It goes in and like clips out right away.
Stops existing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So he calls a gas attack on his own people again because there's a rebellion happening, and that's a good way to quell it.
Hell yeah, show the people you mean business.
The brother goes into the general's room while he's telling them that, and he turns it off, and he's like, "You should join me." And we never really see where that goes, but I assume that's how they got onto the helicopter later.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's how the bombing stopped and how they got in the helicopter.
This is the point where I just realized the dictator's name is Rovac.
Oh,
this
shit.
is the point in the movie when I found out the dictator's
You know what
name.
they
I think
say
they
at
said it once.
It's about the Shakespeare thing. They say it when he's like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Rovac's." Like, not you. I'm talking to the bartender.
Yeah.
That's the only
That's
other
it.
time. Yeah, but now we get Magnet Mayhem.
Yeah, so they have these submarines full of magnets that go onto the boat, and like he's got a phone app that controls it, and it basically can magnetize the whole boat. So he's
Good
the
thing
thing
they got the Magneto fighting ceramic guns.
yeah, they were prepared to fight Magneto as they arrived here.
Ghost guns.
And so when he gets the thing working, it's spotty, it doesn't want to work, whatever, but he gets it working, and it pulls all the
Knocks
people to
the
one
chip
side,
out.
and like there's like skewers and guns and everything flying around. Right when he gets it working, they threw a grenade at him. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And the grenade gets magneted over too and blows one guy up, which I'm like, that's a waste of a grenade.
Yeah. But at least it blew up a guy.
It blew up a guy. That's cool.
And like it disintegrated part of his body as you saw it slide off the wall. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to give it that.
And he's going like magnetize one side, magnetize port, magnetize starboard. I think that's the left
15
and right.
seconds or some shit.
Port
it lasts.
is if you're looking not aft, but yeah, port is left.
Okay.
So if I'm looking at the ass end of the boat,
if you're
it's
looking
left.
forward,
Yes.
no, because aft is back, forward is front. So if you're looking at the forward of the boat, port is to
You
your
mean
left,
if you're
starboard's
off the
to your
boat?
right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Port
I'm-
and starboard, left and right. It doesn't matter which direction. He's pulling them back and forth though, and
Yep.
it's funny.
Then he goes into the kitchen, and I was like, man, this is the worst room to be magnetized.
I'm not
Holy
100% sure why
shit.
all these dudes are flying around unless they're all wearing vests, which is possible.
Yeah, you're on a dictator's yacht.
There was
Maybe
the
vests
whole
are
point
mandatory.
him saying have people put on body armor when they realize they were being
Okay.
attacked.
And
Yeah.
3 decides to stop.
Pirates on the radio.
This is
part.
some like delicious looking food, and he literally stops at some point and just starts eating. And some guy comes over, he's like, "Excuse me, sir, we all need to get off the boat."
And he sees he's got a beat up face
Yeah.
and like a walkie-talkie.
3 is just wearing a towel over his shoulders. He's like, "Oh, I went for a swim. I'm hungry." The guy's
I
like,
took a
"No, we
dip."
gotta go." Oh, we are covered in blood.
Yeah. Something is sus
Oh,
here.
his nose was busted up, but I
Yeah.
mean, he looked and saw the vest. Like he had the vest. with
Yeah, that was the
fucking
last
jet.
thing. He looked down at the vest. The face drew his attention. 2 comes in and saves him, right? And
Fuck
then
shit,
she like
dog.
walks
was
in
the
and she's
time-
like, "Don't worry, I want to meet your mom."
That was that was.
And I didn't even know they had that conversation earlier because so many times when they were doing their like interpersonal conversations, I stopped paying attention.
It's like during a gunfight. Like, when me and my
but
mom-
I thought it was at first her just doing a thing like he was pretending he just went swimming. She was pretending she was his wife, and she comes in and she's like, "Okay, I'll meet your mother." But
Yeah.
I guess it was mentioned earlier.
It was barely.
Well, they just had their weird thing like after obviously the tennis pro fucking fuckfest or whatever they had.
Tennis Pro Fuck Fest. Yeah. I've seen that movie.
It's all the first two.
But like, is there on the yacht? Like he says he wants her to meet his mom.
Okay.
And like it catches her off guard, and she's like, "That's fucking weird. You're a creep," or some weird
yeah,
shit
because
like
we
that.
fucked. That's not like.
Yeah. Like
I
that's
mean,
not how it works
he's
out.
falling in love with her, right?
But,
'Cause
like,
Ryan Reynolds is like, "Do you guys fuck or make love?" And he's like, "What's
that
the
was
difference?"
That was brought up before too. Yeah, and
But so they get to the kitchen. That's the these guys get pulled to the wall. And these knives are just flying across the room. And I was like, "There's not that many knives in the first one."
The
but
first
then he
volley.
switches to the other side.
when it went port before it went starboard.
Starboard's where the knives go.
Yeah, because every knife now is on the one wall, so they all come flying back, and this dude just gets shredded apart by knives.
Yeah.
Which, again, CG, but it looks cool. It's
He's turned into a
better
human
CG
knife
than
block.
other things that happen in this movie.
Very true. Very true.
He does. He looks like that knife block that looks like a person getting stabbed. That one that people have on the internet.
I know the
and
one
shit.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've seen it on Amazon. It's been suggested to me more than once.
Thanks, Amazon.
So so it looks like you're stabbing someone to death. Good times.
Yeah.
So so the phone keeps like fritzing out so people can attack them here and there. This guy comes around the corner and Seven's about to throw a flashbang, and so the guy comes around the corner and he just shoves the flashbang in the dude's mouth and then shoves him into the room, and it goes off, and this dude's head is a straight fucking. It looks like.
His neck blossoms.
Yes, it looks like something out of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
It's like the fucking thing's mouth opening. The Demogorgon.
The neck
Flowering
blossom.
outward, not inward.
Yeah.
I was happy to see it. It made me laugh.
Yeah. It's good times. So Ryan Reynolds, the phone starts working again. He's like, oh, cool, I feel like a Jedi.
Wah, wah, dude.
Sitting in a room with at least 2 people who love Star Wars.
Oh, I breathe it.
And 4 people who've seen it. So everybody's seen it, right?
Yeah.
He's like, it makes me feel like a Jedi.
Cricket chirp.
Dude, even the crickets were quiet.
Yeah.
It was
It was bad, dude. It has no place. And you know what? Ryan Reynolds, you're not getting a Star Wars movie, so shut the fuck up. Don't try it.
Yeah, I mean, he's part of Disney family now.
Okay, so
Deadpool's
he,
in Disney Marvel now. So.
Yeah, I don't want to see him in Star Wars.
Green
I hope not,
Lantern's
but-
DC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's done DC. He's done Marvel.
And he's done
aiming
Marvel.
He did pre-Marvel with like Fox.
Yeah, well, because he did Blade.
Oh, I was talking about him in the original Deadpool role.
Oh yeah, and then that terrible. Oh god.
Yeah. You kind of blacked it out, but let's go.
What? What was the
That
blackout?
Wolverine Origins, X-Men
Oh,
Origins.
you blocked that out
Wolverine.
before the
Yeah, but
Deadpool
he was
movies. Okay.
Hannibal Burr.
He replaced
Hannibal,
that memory.
Yeah,
I don't know
no,
the
it
guy's
was a
name.
good choice.
Hannibal
Like
something in Blade Trinity,
Yeah.
and then Deadpool, and then Green Lantern, and then Deadpool again.
Yep.
so, Deadpool and Origins.
So he's done
Or-
all the studios that make superhero movies for the most part.
The guard, one of the guards guys grabs the phone, and Ryan Reynolds is like, "You don't want to do that," and he like just hits random thing on the screen to turn off the magnet.
I was guessing it's like fail safe. Like, hey, if they turn off my phone, blow them little fucking yellow submarines up.
Yeah, so the submarines blow up and the boat starts to sink. And suddenly now the boat is sinking. The guy that they're there to kill is getting away. And Ryan Reynolds cares about what happens to Four. Because
Four's
Four's
getting
getting beaten the shit out
But
of.
the guy looks like a waiter. Like, I mean,
Yeah, he also, he got stuck again. He's like, guys, I'm on the roof and I'm stuck. And I was like, stop getting on the roof.
Yeah.
You keep getting stuck.
He went to distract the guards for so Five could follow Rokov or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. And
But
then
he only,
dictator
feels, he only feels comfortable at the highest point he can be at. So he's like, I'm on a yacht. I gotta get to the highest part of
I'm
this
on the
yacht.
upper deck. There's 4. I'm screwed.
but this guard is beating the shit out of this
Yes,
kid.
he
He's gonna
is.
kill him.
Yeah.
But he's beating
That's
him
his
to
job.
death so slowly.
Yeah.
He is slowly beating this dude to death. You could have killed this guy minutes
I think he's
ago.
working around the body too much. Like, you gotta find one spot and just hammer it home.
Yeah.
Didn't he like hit him a bunch of times? Well,
Throw him off the boat.
Four
Yep, there you
fought
go.
off a couple. I want to say there was a couple in a pool
Yeah.
or
He
some
fought
shit.
off a few, but this one guy gets
this one
him.
guy like starts hitting him and then like breaks his fucking arm.
Yeah.
Which
He
obviously is-
snaps that fucking elbow backwards.
So, but like, why the flip? Like, I get the character moment in the movie. Like, oh, he didn't care. Now he does care. Nothing has happened between that scene and this.
There's
one.
no hero moment.
They're the carvers.
There's
I mean,
no
cleavers.
real
Fucking millennials.
like yeah. There's no real hero moment for him where he
Yeah.
needs to change. He just does.
Yeah, there's nothing that leads to this character action. Is what I mean. It's like
You got a soul. Let it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. That's the moment. That's it.
so. Whatever. The dictator gets away. He does save 4. He's like, hey, let's fucking go. And the pilot takes off his
a
helmet, and
villa.
it's the brother.
Yep.
And then everybody else takes off their helmets, and it's the whole crew.
Well, the 3 fucking piano wires. The guard that's with.
Like,
Yeah.
Where the
Because
fuck
the
did
main
you come
guard
from?
of Rokov was the one fighting one,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, but
one,
they're-
did his.
But either
thing
way,
to-
like, how did they all get on this fucking helicopter?
Very
Like,
fast.
I mean, that's why I said maybe that's how the brother turned the generals, and so he took. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They do take him, and they just toss him to the rebels.
Oh,
so he can
he's
get,
begging for death.
Yeah, they take him to get Gaddafi.
Yeah.
By the way, I was trying to look up something about Gaddafi. After you said that, I stole your joke. This article came up. His last words as he begged for mercy: "What did I do to you?"
A lot
Is that
of
a
shit.
Wikipedia thing? Like,
It was
is
a
that-
Guardian article. Those were his last words. What did I do to you? Because it was all filmed when Gaddafi
Yeah.
was murdered. In
Just
It was
kill me in
very
the fucking
publicized.
helicopter. Don't let them touch me.
Oh yeah,
Let me
he
have
wants
my
to die.
dignity.
He wants to die with dignity. This fucking asshole.
Well, what he really wants is to not get. He knows those people are going to tear him apart.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to take the quick death,
oh yeah.
but they don't want to give him that. Ryan Reynolds does want to give him that, but he doesn't. They push him out, and he gets torn to shreds by these people. And then Ryan Reynolds goes into some speech about the meaning of life after death, and
This should be the end of the
family and
movie.
Something.
Oh, I don't really know what it's like to be a ghost.
Yeah, this should be
Yeah.
the end of the movie.
I didn't.
but
I was like, I tuned out. I was like, this speech is stupid. I don't care.
yeah, I definitely tuned out. But he just shows up to I guess Italy again, where he met this chick at the ballet, the bartender, and he's like stalking her.
I didn't even write down what's going on. They're all seeing their past lives, or they're fucking each other, or I don't know.
You've got 4 and 5 rock climbing together.
yeah, that's right. On that
2 and
really
3.
bad plastic rock.
It was disgusting looking. 2 and 3
Two
are
and
meeting
three
the mom
meeting the
now.
mom. Yeah, two's meeting the mom.
7
of
throws
3.
away his gun, and 1 is stalking his ex, who apparently has his kid.
yeah.
The fucking end.
Yeah, except for they have the scene where they're like
Except.
walking away, and because it's got to set up the next one, right? We don't get a stinger, thankfully, but they're
Uh-uh.
like they're walking away together, and one of the 3 is like, "Can't we just rob a bank next time or something like that?" Which I don't understand. Like they're walking, it doesn't matter, but they're walking away, and the triumphant music is playing, and then it stops. So that 3 can talk some more, and then the music starts.
3
again.
just needs to drop that line. Next time, let's rob a casino.
I thought that was like the blooper reel.
No, that was definitely part of the movie.
yeah, that
Well,
was,
it happened after some credits, and then that was the end
It
of
happened
it.
after a weird like black flash. I
Yeah.
don't even.
I
It's a
mean-
weird. The end of this movie was stupid. The whole movie was stupid.
Thank you.
I don't recommend this movie. Don't watch this movie.
if we're going around recommendations.
Yeah, I'm moving on.
Okay, I recommend you watch the first 12 minutes and turn it off. Watch
The-
that car
yeah.
chase and stop.
And don't let that opening car chase convince you that you're going to watch a good movie. Like, those guys were wrong. This looks pretty cool. It's not cool. There's not much. I mean, like, the stuff we told you, like, there's some cool things that happen, kind of, but they're not worth watching this movie.
No, not the 2 hour and almost 20 minutes that is this
Yeah.
this 5 hour movie.
Jesus fuck, man.
If you want some brain drool, like this is it. This will keep all your fucking shit covered. You'll get bored at some points due to story if
Okay,
that's
but
not
yes
what you're
or no,
into.
because you have said no to every fucking movie we've done, basically. Are you about to say yes to this movie? Because I will throw you off of a building.
I'm gonna treat you like
Parkour
4 right
down it.
now.
I mean,
No, parkour chase you.
if you don't pay to use a Netflix account and you watch this
Still
movie,
wouldn't watch this
I still
movie.
wouldn't. I got a better.
Really?
I got a
Oh
better
my
thing to
God.
do for 2
I
hours.
accidentally
and 20
watched
minutes.
this on my profile instead of on the podcast profile.
Fucked it up.
And I'm very upset, but I did thumbs down it, so
I
hopefully
feel like
that'll
they're
help.
judging me how I watch this.
No, I
on
just don't want them
Netflix.
to start suggesting more fucking shit like this to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. Fucking stupid ass movie. So
They made it for 150 million. How much do you think Netflix?
Netflix claims that like 83 million people watched it in the first 2 weeks or something like that, which is how they measure stuff. All right, I think next week is gonna be.
I'll be dead.
Well, I was gonna do Pearl Harbor. I'm not gonna do Pearl Harbor. I think it's like 3 hours and 12 minutes long. I think I mentioned this on the last episode.
I will
How
drown
long
myself.
was the movie we were talking about again?
Once
hours and 8
again.
minutes.
Once again.
2 hours and 8 minutes.
So
okay,
a whole nother half of this movie. The next episode is going to be, I believe, The Island, which is a Michael Bay movie. Yes, from 2003.
Ewan McGregor.
I think so.
Is it
think
the
so.
Shining fucking sequel thing or whatever the fuck
No,
that was?
that's Doctor Sleep.
Oh, okay.
The book was good. I haven't read the movie.
You can't read the movie. you
I
idiot.
didn't read the script, sir.
So anyway, that's it. So I want to say thank you to Evasion for providing our music. Check them out on Bandcamp, Spotify, Facebook. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Send me an email, badmoviesworstpeople@gmail.com. Tell your friends about the show, because if you don't, nobody's listening.
And they'll tell 2 friends, and they'll tell 2 friends.
And so on and so on.
I mean, we've broken 800 listens as of this thing, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's a lot for me.
It's more than we had.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Nobody's
Unless people are
ever
listening
listened to me
twice.
before.
Unless people are listening to the episode twice, we're like doubling our base, so that's cool. I wouldn't. That's it. So we'll see you guys next week for whatever we end up doing. The Island, I think.
Ugh.
I can't think right now. My brain is melted.
I think The Island. The
I've
City of God.
I've been Derek.
Fools Rush In. I'm Patrick.
I think I'm still Jack.
Good night, and go fuck yourself. God.